Warning: please take note that the current podcast is more than 2 hours long. Hi everyone and welcome back to this new podcast. Alexandre back with you. Hope you're doing well. Many of you recently got a Google smart speakers like the Google Home Mini, Google Home, Google Home Max, but I've noticed that many of you who are using screen readers are having difficulties to perform the initial setup. So that's why today I'd like to take the time to guide you step by step on how to perform this initial setup. So we'll grab the Google Home Mini, we'll remove it from the box, and we'll perform the initial setup, and after that we should be able to talk to the Google Assistant. And I'd also like to take the time to show you on how to use the Google Home mobile app. We'll browse together all settings and I'll show you how you can optimize your smart speaker using this essential app. Enjoy! Many of you have probably even already purchased a Google Home or any other connected Google speakers, or are thinking about purchasing one. And why? Because this is a really popular speaker, and this speaker is available in many different stores all across Canada compared to the Amazon Echo, which needs to be ordered directly online for the most of the devices. And the Google Home Mini, Google Home, Google Home Max are the three connected speakers offered by Google that you can purchase in several stores in Canada. And for someone who begin with technology, it might be a bit difficult to set it up the Google for the first time. And one of the most popular speaker is for sure the Google Home Mini, because it is small, it is less expensive compared to the others. And today I'll be with you to show you how it is possible to complete the Google Home Mini setup. Please note that this is very similar for Google Home, Google Home Max. Prerequisites needed to configure a Google smart speaker are the following. A Google account will be required. If you don't have one, you'll have to create one first. But if you already have a Gmail account or even a YouTube one, you'll be good to go. Next thing, you should have access to a smartphone or a tablet, even an Apple one like iPhone, iPad, or an Android one. You should be good to go with Pixel, Samsung, etc. As soon as it is a device that can access the App Store or the Play Store, you'll be okay. Finally, you'll have to be able to go on the App Store or the Play Store in order to download the Google Home application. First of all, before everything, because the Google Home Mini is the most popular, this is the one that I'll be using. And first of all, I'd like to start by a physical description of the speaker. So this is a round speaker like an hockey puck. It is lightweight. The top is covered by a piece of nylon, and there is some tactile controls at the top of it in order to increase the volume, decrease the volume, play, pause. At the back of the speaker, you may feel a connector. This is a micro USB connector used to power on the speaker, and you'll also feel a switch that will allow you to mute or unmute the microphone. Under the speaker, you'll feel a rubber ring, more a plate than a ring, and near the micro USB connector, you may feel a small button. This is the reset button, allowing to factory reset the Google Home. We'll show you a bit later on how to reset it to factory if you want to sell it back or something like this. At the top of the speaker, you may also feel small holes. These are microphones. And yes, because for sure, if you did not listen to our previous podcast, Google Home Mini, as well as other smart speakers, is designed to be able to recognize your voice and provide you the requested information by interpreting what you're saying, convert it into text, then analyze it. inside the box, when you purchase the Google Home Mini, what you should find for sure, the Google Home Mini. You'll be also provided with a printed user guide as well as the power adapter. This is a micro USB cable permanently attached to a DC plug. And this is a bit bad because, like, yes, you can power on the Google Home Mini using a micro USB cable, but what they are providing is a built-in DC to micro USB. There is no possibility to unplug the cable from the charger itself. And the other thing I faced with the Google Home Mini is I was trying to connect any conventional micro USB cable in, and with some cable I was unable to use them because the way that the connector is designed on the Google Home Mini, it is hard to enter all kind of standard micro USB cable. So you'll have to be able to find one that it is very small and fit perfectly. Otherwise, the Google Home Mini will not power on. So, well, currently I have in front of me the Google Home Mini. I have an iPhone with the latest version of iOS and VoiceOver. And we'll do it with an iPhone. Why? Because this is the most common used phone for those who are visually impaired. You can also set up for sure the Google Home Mini using an Android phone. And rest assured that the procedure is quietly the same. I'll not cover this part with you today, but if you are using an Android phone, you might be able to follow this tutorial and you should be able to configure your Google Home Mini as well because it's quietly similar. Without further ado, what I'm gonna do first, I'll go ahead and connect my Google Home Mini to the wall outlet. All right, so now it is done. It may take up to 30 seconds to boot, and we should hear a sound.
Welcome to Google Home. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
Here we go. By the way, if at this point you're trying the following, okay, Google.
Your Google Home isn't set up yet. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
It is just prompting to, again, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet. So you can just try to say the magic word, okay, Google.
Your Google Home isn't set up yet. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
And you'll have the confirmation that the Google Home is running and ready to go. Another tips you may use if you want to make sure that Google is properly working, the Google Smart Speaker, you can try to touch the volume controls and you should hear a small sound. Let me try this out. Like you can hear, these are the sounds when touching the top of the speaker with one finger. Tap right to increase the volume, tap left when decreasing the volume. Make sure that the power cable is behind the speaker. In the case of the Google Home Mini, the speaker we have in front of us right now. Now we are prompted to download the Google Home application on a phone or tablet. So what it means, you'll have to go and open either the App Store or the Play Store. I'll go ahead and refresh your mind. We'll open the App Store and download the Google Home app together.
App Store, 2 updates available.
Oh, I have 2 updates.
App Store, selected, tab, 1 of 1.
Hey, I did
Today,
my
heading.
update during this night.
Today,
Come
Friday,
on.
February 8th,
Okay,
heading.
so the App Store is now open. At the bottom right corner, I should be able to find the Search tab.
Search, tab,
Here we
5
go.
of 5.
Double tapping.
Search, heading.
Then I'll go ahead and flick right.
App Store, search field. Double tap to edit.
Here's the search field. Double tapping in order to edit.
Search field is editing. Search field is editing. App Store. Character mode.
Then
Insertion point at start.
right here, I'll type in Google Home. I have an external Braille display connected to my iPhone, so it's going to be faster.
O-O-G-L-E. Space O-L-E.
There we go. Pressing space with E or the search button at the bottom right of the screen. Okay, cool.
Cancel. Advertisement. Google
Then
Photos.
I can
Smart photo and video
flick
storage.
right.
4.5 stars. 12.
This is not the one I'm looking for.
Get. In-app advertisement. But Google Home. Your home in your hands. 4.25 stars. 21.5K ratings. Button.
That's the one that I'm looking for. So I'll go ahead and click on Get by flicking right.
Get. Button. Loading.
There we go.
Touch ID. App Store. Dimmed.
Okay,
Button.
so now I am prompted to put my Touch ID.
Account. Touch ID to install.
So I'll go ahead and put my finger on.
Loading. Button.
Here we go. So now it is downloading.
Downloading. 0%. Button.
And when the
Double tap to
download...
cancel download.
Yeah, okay. And when the download will be
2%.
completed, I'll be able even to click on Open
4%.
or to go back on my home screen, then click
5%.
the Google Home application. So we'll
7%.
wait until the download will be completed.
51%.
During this time, I'll go back to my home screen
58%. OneDrive. Page. Google Home. Loading. 59%.
and we'll be
Double
ready
tap.
to open it when it's going to be done.
Google Home. Installing.
All right,
Double tap to open.
almost done.
Google Home.
And
Double tap to open.
here we go. So you can flick left and right and see when the install will be completed. Now we are ready to open the Google Home app. I'll double tap on it to open.
More options. Button.
Okay, great. So now if I flick right, yeah.
More options.
The more options items is always the first item on the screen. Don't worry about it. This menu will allow you, for example, if I click on
More. Help. Button. Feedback. Feedback.
Help,
Button.
feedback.
Help. Button.
there we go.
More options. Button.
So I'll just exiting this one. Okay, perfect.
Welcome home. Heading.
Flicking right. We're welcome home.
Your content and devices all in one place. Get started. Button. Get started. Button.
Okay, so let's get started. Double
Get
tap.
started. Sign in. Close. Button. Sign in. Heading. In progress. Next. Button. Forgot email. Use. Sign in. Heading level. Use your Google account. You'll also sign in to Google services in your apps. Email or phone. Text field. Double tap to edit.
Alright, great. So if you're already signed in with a Google service like with YouTube, you may be also prompted to just double tap your current account. If you don't want to use it, you can also be prompted to use another account. These are two buttons you can select by double tapping. And in the case here, I never been connected to any Google account, so I'll need to go ahead and connect to a Google account. So I'll double tap on the email field.
Email or phone. Text field is editing. Character.
Great. And what I just need to do is to type in my email address. I'll be right back. Here we go. Flicking right.
Forgot email. But next. Button.
Clicking on next.
Email or phone. Text close.
Okay, great. Flicking right.
Sign in. Heading. Welcome. Heading. Alex7.
So this is, by the way, not my real Google account. I'm just taking a test one because I want to start from scratch and I want to make sure that I'm using a Google account that was never been used before with the Google Assistant. So that's why.
Enter your password. Secure text field.
Enter password.
Double tap to edit.
Let me go ahead and enter
Insertion point at end. Enter your password. Secure text field is editing. Character mode. Insertion point at start.
There we go.
Show password. Next. Button.
By the way, yes, if you want to confirm your password,
Show password. Button.
you can activate this button. Then your password will be displayed in full text.
Next. Button.
I don't want this, so let me click on next.
Enter.
There we go.
Back. Button.
Connecting. Great. Flicking right.
More options. Confirm account. Heading. Use this account with the Google Home app.
Yeah, this is what I want. If I flick right.
Alex Bell. Button.
Yeah, this is me.
Alex7.
And this is the address.
Use another account button.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this is the screen that I was talking about a few minutes ago. So right now I have the choice to select either my account that I've just connected to, or
Use another account
use
button.
another account.
Your use of OK.
So
Dimmed
let
button.
me go ahead and click on my name.
Use the Alex Bell button. Selected Alex Bell.
This is me. Then I'll flick right.
Use your OK. OK
Then
button.
clicking on OK. There
Back
we go.
button. More options button.
Cool. Flicking right.
Create a home heading. Set up one device. Assign your devices to rooms to control everything in one place. Get started button.
So let's go ahead
Selected home
and
button.
click on Get Started. Just before, at the bottom of the screen, you may find several tabs that are not called tabs by VoiceOver. They are called buttons, but they are playing the same role as if they were tabs. So you'll find the Home tab,
Discover button.
Discover tab,
Talk to the assistant button.
Talk to the Assistant,
Browse button.
Browse,
Account
and
button.
the Account
Account.
one. We'll cover all the settings related to the mobile app a bit later on after the setup, but we'll first of all go and perform the first setup of the Google Home Mini.
Get started
So let
button.
me click on the Get Started button.
Get started. Close button.
Okay, great. So now let me flick right again.
More options. But setup heading. Set up new devices or add existing devices and services to your home. New devices. Set up new devices, Google Home devices, Chromecast, and made for Google devices like C by GE smart bulbs.
Okay.
Works with Google. Have something already set up? Link. Have something already set up? Link your smart home services like Philips Hue and TP-Link.
And this is kind of tutorial. You can just close it, but please don't do that, because in this one, you'll have the possibility to click on things. Two things are clickable, but they are not announced as his by VoiceOver. The first one
Works with set up new devices, Google Home devices,
is
Chromecast, and made for Google devices like C by GE smart bulbs.
this one.
Set up new devices, Google.
So set up new devices, or the second one,
Have something already set up?
have something already set up, link, blah, 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 blah. So without further ado, I'll
Works
find
with set up new devices.
set up new devices, and I'll double tap it.
Set up new devices, Google Home devices, Chrome. Selected. Exit setup button. More options. Choose a home heading. You will be able to control the devices and services in this home.
So now I am still flicking right.
Create another home button.
Okay, so now I am prompted to create another home. In some cases, you may also be prompted to select your home that is already existent. In some account, I saw this. You need to select home instead of create, or you can also create a new one. And after selecting the home, instead of being right away into the configuration, you'll have to click on Add Device. In some other case, by the way, when opening the Google app, I got a small tutorial where I was invited to discover how works the assistant. So there is no especially step 1, step 2, step 3 to follow. You know, the key here is to browse all available options in the screen, and so on. You'll be able to discover what you need to click. You know, there is no secret recipe. Like, the best thing to do is to go ahead and explore your environment. And myself, this is what I'm doing every day, and that's why I'm able to navigate and show you how it's working, because I don't have any course. There's no course to discover this. I'm just doing it myself. So if you want to be a good tech user, or want to be able to navigate and find what you're looking for, please explore your screen, and don't hesitate to activate some element and see, okay, no, that's not the way I was looking at. You can click back, and we'll see a bit later on, after setting up the Google, that the Google Home app is a big plate of spaghetti. Like, there are so many ways to access all the options, even inside the same app, but in some circumstance, even if screen seems very similar to another one, you may find some other options that will be added. And what else? You know, this podcast is actually being recorded in February, but this is clearly possible that Google push an update during this time and that the entire application layout changed, and we have absolutely no control on that. So I'll go ahead and click on create another home.
Selected. Create another home.
And flicking right.
Next button.
Clicking next.
Back button. More options. But create a home nickname. Heading.
Okay.
Choose a nickname for this home to help identify it later. Home nickname. Text field.
So what
Double
I need
tap to
to
edit.
do is to double tap, then
20 character limit.
type a nickname for the home. So let's call it Canadialog.
19 characters remaining.
And please observe that each time I'm
18 characters
typing
remaining.
in, like I'm not hearing the character I am typing. I'm just hearing that the number of remaining
delete.
characters
19. Delete. 20 characters
Even
with cap C.
by using
19 characters remaining. S. A. 18 characters remaining.
the on-screen keyboard. Okay, so this is a bit annoying, but no choice to deal with that.
17. 16. 13. 10 characters remaining.
So the best way to check if you have properly entered the name you want is to touch the top of the keyboard.
Text field is editing. Canadialog. Word mode. Insertion point at end.
There we go. Flicking right.
Clear text. Next button.
Clicking next.
Next. More options button.
Flicking right.
Looking for devices. Heading. Cancel button. Cancel button.
So now it is looking for available devices. You should flick left and right at a certain time. You'll not be specially advised if some devices are discovered. We'll have a device that will be discovered for sure. So let me flick on my screen.
Would you like to set up this device?
Oh, yes, we have one.
Google
Clicking
Home
left.
4005 found. Heading.
Here it is. So that's the Google Home 4005. So if I want to select it, even if it's an heading, I need to double tap.
Google Home 4. Would you like to? This device will be set up using Alex.
That's my email address. I'll skip it. I'll turn off view.
Not now button.
View speech, I mean. So flicking right, not now.
Next button. Next.
And next. Yes, I want to set it up. So let's click next together.
More options button. Connecting to Google Home Mini. Heading. Cancel. But cancel.
Now it is connecting to Google Home Mini. We should hear soon a sound from
Exit setup.
Oh,
button.
there we go. So this sound is coming up from the Google Home Mini as well. So let me show you.
More options.
Flicking
button.
right.
Did you hear the sound? Heading. This lets you know you're connected to the right Google Home Mini.
Okay.
Try again button.
If you are not sure, you can click try again.
Try again.
This sound again is coming from the Google Home.
Try again.
I can show it to you by muting the iPhone on my mixer and just double tapping with one finger on my screen. Here we go. So that's the sound. Let me unmute my iPhone and flick right.
Yes button.
So yes, I've heard the sound. Double clicking with one finger.
Exit setup button.
Cool.
More options.
Then-
But help improve Google Home Mini. Heading. Automatically share device stats and crash reports with Google to improve everyone's experience. Learn more. Link. No thanks button.
This is a personal choice you have. You can even click
No thanks button.
the no thanks button
Yes, I'm in button.
or yes, I'm in. So
Yes, I'm in.
let me click yes, I'm in. It's not gonna make a big difference for the end user. So let me click yes.
Exit setup button.
Okay.
More options. But where is this device? Heading.
So now I am prompted to select a room.
Choose a location for Google Home Mini. This will help you organize your devices. Back garden button.
So yeah, by the way, what's the home concept for Google? And a home is a group of devices for your entire home. And after that, you can select and which room you'd like to put each devices. Why? Because let's say that you have 3 television in your house, you can ask Google turn off TV. But turn off TV, which TV, you know? So if you have a television associated to a specific room with a Google Home in the same room, you'll be able to just ask Google turn off TV, and the TV in the same room will be turned off. So that's it. That's why we need to select rooms in the home. And if, let's say, you have home, you're going somewhere else, you have another home in another city, you can configure multiple home into the Google app. So let me select the room. By the way, you'll be prompted with some suggestion.
Bathroom, bedroom, cellar, den, button, dining room, entryway, family room, front garden, garage, button.
And by the way, at the bottom of the screen, after the list of suggested room,
add custom room, button.
I can add a custom room. So I'll not do this. I'll find garage.
Master office. Family, front garage, selected, garage.
There we go.
Next, button.
Garage is perfect to do some tests. Clicking
Exit
next.
setup, button. More options. Choose your Wi-Fi network, heading.
And then we are ready to select the Wi-Fi network to connect the Google Home Mini to.
Which Wi-Fi network would you like to use to set up your Google Home Mini? Selected. Podcast Lab button.
I am still clicking right, by the way. Because why? Podcast Lab is already selected because I am connected to this Wi-Fi right now. If I flick right,
ACCES1 button. Access button.
I have some other Wi-Fi. If I want to select one, I just need to double tap with one finger.
Selected. Access.
So this is not the one I want. So
Podcast Lab button.
I'll click Podcast Lab.
Selected. Podcast
There we
Lab.
go. Then at the bottom right corner,
Direct EEH next button.
I should find the next button. There we go. Double tapping.
AREZKI next button. Exit setup button.
Then
More
clicking
options
right.
button. Enter Wi-Fi password heading. Podcast Lab. Password. Secure text field.
So here I
Double
need
tap to edit.
enter my Wi-Fi password. So double tapping with one finger.
Password. Secure text field is editing. Password. Word mode. Insertion point at start.
And here's the on-screen keyboard. I can
T-A-N. Done.
perfect.
Delete.
I can find some letters. Then I'll enter my password using my Braille display. It's going to be faster. There we go. And at the top of the keyboard,
Enter Wi-Fi password.
find
Heading.
back the
Podcast
text
Lab.
area.
Password. Secure text field is edit. Visibility
There
off
we go.
button.
If you want to confirm that the password was properly entered, you can click this button. It will display the password in plain text, so you'll be able to review it before submitting.
Selected. Use this Wi-Fi network to set up future devices button. Double tap to uncheck.
Option allows you, if you need to set up in other Google Home, you'll be able to go ahead and use the same Wi-Fi. You'll not be prompted again to re-enter your password. In my situation, I'll uncheck it by double tapping with one finger. There we go. But it is up to you if you want to keep it active or not. Flicking right.
Cancel button.
Here's the cancel button. This is not what I want. Flicking right again.
Connect button.
Here's the connect button. Double tapping with one finger.
More options button.
Then it should take a couple of seconds connecting.
Connecting to Wi-Fi heading. Connecting to Wi-Fi heading.
Okay, so we just need to wait, and when it's going to be ready, we should see the screen. We should see that the screen will change. If you want to make sure to refresh it, just click left and right.
More option. Connecting to Wi-Fi. Connecting to Wi-Fi heading.
It is still connecting.
Connected heading.
All right, connected.
More options. Exit setup. More options.
Clicking
button.
right.
Set up Google Assistant heading. Google Home Mini is powered by the Google Assistant. Ask it, expand. Google Home Mini is powered by the Google Assistant. Ask it questions. Tell it to do things. It's always ready to help. Expand button.
Okay, so what's the expand button? If I click,
Selected. Collapse.
I should be able to find more information about what we've just read about.
Select Google Partners. Selected. Google Home Mini is powered by the Google Assistant. Ask it questions. Tell it to do things. It's always ready to help.
Well, there's no more information.
Select Google
That's
Partners.
A bit strange.
Google Partners are businesses that have a commercial relationship with Google. The Google Assistant can work with Google Partners to help you get things done, whether it's buying movie tickets or getting your sink repaired. Learn more. Link. Period.
Okay. Anyway, that's not
Expand
really
button.
important.
Services and your privacy.
If you want to learn more, you'll have some links to learn more.
When you expand.
I'll skip all of that.
Guests in your assistant. Let friends and family learn more. Next. Next button.
I'll just need to click next.
Next. Dimmed.
Okay,
Turn
cool.
on these settings for the full assistant experience. You can still get a limited assistant experience without them. Box 7.
That's again the email address.
Device information. Stores voice and audio activity. Records your voice and audio to improve speech recognition. Button. Double tap
Okay.
device information. Stores info about contacts, calendars, apps, music, and other data from your devices. Button.
Let me see
Double
if we
tap
need
to show more.
click. Oh no, that's just
Device.
double tap to show
Voice and
more.
audio activity. Record this data.
No,
Thanks.
that's okay.
Button.
Okay,
Turn on. Turn on. Button.
I just need to click on turn on. Okay,
Turn on.
perfect.
Dimmed. Exit setup. Button. Teach your assistant to recognize your voice. Teach your assistant. Voice Match helps your Google Assistant identify your voice on your assistant devices and tell you apart from others. Why set up Voice Match? It allows multiple users to enroll on this device. You can also use your voice to access your personal results, which you'll have an opportunity to set up next.
Okay,
Keep
that's
in mind,
great.
a similar voice or recording might be able to access your personal results, too. What you're agreeing to, you're turning on Voice Match and letting Google create a unique model of your voice to identify you when you speak to your assistant. This voice model is sent to Google whenever someone speaks to your assistant devices, but it's only permanently stored on your devices. You can remove Voice Match in assistant settings.
Excellent.
No thanks. Button. View more. Button. View more.
I'll suggest you to go ahead. So in order to do so, please click view more.
I agree. Dimmed. I agree. Button.
Then
No thanks. Why set up Voice Match? It
that's
allows.
exactly the same screen. I
No thanks.
just
I
need
agree.
to
I agree.
click
Button.
on I agree.
I agree. Dimmed. Alert. Google Home would like to access the microphone.
So yes, in order to record your voice model, you'll have to grant access to Google Home to your microphone. So let me flick right.
To record your voice, let Google Home access your microphone.
Okay,
Don't allow.
cool.
Button. OK. Button.
And let me click on OK.
Alert. Teach the assistant to recognize your voice. Heading. To train your assistant to recognize your voice, tap the Start Recording button below, and then say the following when prompted. OK Google. Hey Google.
Okay, so we'll have to say even OK Google or Hey Google. So let's do it.
Start Recording button. Say the phrase starting with OK.
OK Google.
Great. Say the phrase starting with OK again.
OK Google.
Say the phrase starting with Hey.
Hey Google.
Great. Say the phrase starting with Hey again.
Hey Google.
Setting up Voice Match. Heading.
There we go. No more complicated.
This should take less than a minute.
Hi, how can I help?
Okay, that's cool.
Get personal results with your voice.
Flicking right.
Voice Match has been set up. Now you can turn on personal results to use your voice to access your calendar, contacts, reminders, and more on this device. Learn more. You can turn off personal results in assistant settings.
Excellent. I'm ready to
Learn
go.
more. Link. No thanks. View more. Button.
I need to click on view more again.
I agree. Dimmed. No thanks. Button. I agree. Button. No. Learn more.
What I'm
Get
asked
personal.
for.
Voice Match has been set up. Get personal results with your voice. Voice Match has been set up.
Okay.
Learn more. Link. No thanks. But I agree.
I agree.
I agree. Dimmed. I agree. Alert. Allow Google Home to access your location while you are using the app.
Yes, we'll have to allow this in order to set up the physical address where is located the Google Home Mini.
Google Home needs to know its location to answer questions related to weather, commute times, etc. Don't allow. Allow button.
Let me click allow.
Google Home. Exit setup button. More options button.
Flicking right again.
Enter your address. Heading. Your address helps with services like traffic and local weather. Street address 628.
Okay, so now I need to enter my street address or verify it. If the address seems to be okay, we'll just go ahead and click next together. Give me 1 sec. The address was wrong, so now I am in a search field. I've typed in the right address and I'm prompted with suggestions. So let me select the right one.
Montreal, QC, Canada.
That's the one. Double tap.
Exit setup button.
And perfect. Let me click next. By the way, you'll be able to confirm it by flicking right. I'll just go ahead and click next.
Next button.
At the bottom right corner of my screen because I know that I've entered the right one.
Next dimmed. Exit setup button.
Cool. Flicking right.
More options. But add media services. Heading. Access your favorite movies and music and share them with others in your home. Learn YouTube Music. YouTube Music Premium membership required. Google Play Music. Service linked. Free service available. Spotify. Link service button. Free service available. Deezer.
That's strange, by the way, for Spotify that free service available is suggested, because when reading Spotify policy, it seems that it is not possible to link a free Spotify account to any smart speakers or connected speakers. You absolutely have to get a premium account. Anyways.
Link service button.
So
Deezer.
Deezer.
Links. Deezer Premium Plus account required. Not now button.
For now, I'll go ahead and click on Not Now because I don't want to link especially any music service. If you want to do so, you'll be able to do it yourself by clicking the appropriate one and entering your credential to log in. So let me click Not Now.
Exit setup button.
And click right again.
More options button. Stay in the know heading. Stay up to date on the latest features, services, and offers from Google Home and the Google Assistant. Plus, receive survey invites to help improve Google products in your home.
This is again personal to you.
Unsubscribe.
So
you can unsubscribe anytime from the email preferences in the app. Learn more link. Emails will be sent to bot.
Okay, so again, that's my email address. Cutting up.
No thanks button. Sign up.
Okay,
button.
so I have two options.
Sign up.
No thanks. Sign up. So I'll go ahead personally and click no thanks because I don't want to be I don't want to receive a bunch of email from Google.
No thanks. Exit setup.
Enough
button.
is enough. Okay, flicking right.
More options button. Almost done. Heading.
Cool.
Here's a review of what you have set up. Optional. Change your caller ID button.
Change your caller ID. Yeah, okay. This is used if you want to be able to place phone calls, and I think you'll have the possibility to set another caller ID than just anonymous. So if you want to proceed, you'll be able to go ahead and do so. I just want to go ahead and flick right.
Link music services. Add more of your favorite music services button.
I don't want to do so.
Completed. Address.
That's again my address. I'll go ahead and skip it.
Devices. Garage speaker.
That's the name of the speaker.
Services. Google Play Music.
Cool.
Wi-Fi. Podcast Lab.
That's the Wi-Fi I'm connected to.
Next button.
And great. I'll go ahead and click next.
Next. Exit setup button. More options. Garage speaker is ready. Heading. Let's get started.
Okay.
Continue. Continue.
So I'm still clicking right. Let's go ahead and double tap on continue.
Exit setup.
Hi, I'm your Google Assistant. I'm here to help. To learn a few things you can do, continue in the Google Home app.
Okay, so this sound was coming up from the speaker itself, the Google Home Mini. So let me flick right.
More options. Just start with OK Google. Heading. Your Google Assistant will respond to you when you say Hey Google or OK Google.
Okay, nice to know.
Music. Play some music. Set the volume to 70%. Stop. Get answers. How do you say nice to meet you in Korean?
So these are suggestions I can ask to Magic Word.
How is the TSX composite doing? Where is the nearest skating rink? Get stuff done. Tell me about my day. Set a timer for call dad. Fun and more. Tell me a joke. What sound does what can you do? Finish setup button.
Okay, great. So let me just click finish setup.
More options button. Looking for devices. Heading. More options. Create a home. Heading. Assign your devices to rooms to control everything in Get Started button. Garage speaker. Image. Garage speaker. Selected.
Oh,
Discover.
okay. It was still loading. Sorry about that.
No service. Status. Multiple devices. Exit setup button.
Okay.
More options.
I think I'm done.
Multiple devices found. Heading. Choose the device you would like to set up. Set up some smart lights. Choose the device you would.
Oh, I think.
Set up some smart lights button.
It just discovered my smart lights. I don't really care. Hey, that's strange because they are not connected to the same Wi-Fi network. Anyways.
Don't see your device button.
I don't really care.
More options button. Create a home. Assign your devices to multiple devices.
Let me click
choose
the exit because anyway we are done.
Setup.
So exit setup.
Alert. Setup is not resume. Exit. Button.
Oh yes. Over. Okay. I
More
think
options.
I'm done.
Button.
Okay, cool.
Garage speaker. Garage settings. Button. Add. Button. Routines.
Yes. Now we are back.
Play.
If
button.
I look
Canadialog. Heading. More option. More options.
The top of my screen.
Play. Button.
That's my home. And I can see my devices. Yes, probably in your case, you'll not see this. I don't know why, but I think If I did not exit the configuration like I did, the Google Home app will just continue bothering me like to set up my smart lights and pair it to this Google account, and I really don't want because they are already paired to another account anyways. So I think I'm all set. We can now do a test with that. Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 4:50.
Cool. Hey Google, what's the weather?
Right now in Montreal it's -1 and mostly cloudy. Today, it'll be cloudy, with a forecasted high of 1 and a low of -13. There is currently a wind warning in effect.
Okay, Google, stop. Anyways, I don't care. But like you see, the Google Home is working perfectly. Okay, Google, what's my name?
Your name is Alex.
Yeah, it's me. Excellent. Why, by the way, we're not hearing a sound when saying Hey Google or Okay Google? It is only because it needs to be configured in the accessibility settings. We'll see how to do this during the tour and the exploration of the mobile app of Google Home. So I think we are now ready to go. And without further ado, let's explore this out. By default, when opening the Google Home application, we are in the following tab. This is the Home tab that it is located.
Selected Home button.
At the bottom left of the screen. And like I said previously, we'll have a couple of tabs there.
Discover
If
button.
I flick right, Discover.
Talk to the assistant button.
Talk to the assistant.
Browse button.
Browse.
Account
And
button.
Account. We'll
Account.
see other tabs later on. We'll start by the Home tab, but just before, I'd like to show you that you can go ahead and talk to the assistant right by using your iPhone. It is possible to do so. Note, however, that an application is also available on the App Store, which is called Google Assistant. This application allows to do more than using Google Home because yes, inside Google Home, there's the Google Assistant. However, this one is providing less features than the Google Assistant app. So like if I just want to talk to the assistant, I can
talk to the assistant.
Talk
button.
to the assistant.
Talk to the assistant.
Hello,
Mike.
How are you doing?
Very good. I celebrate the Quebec Winter Carnival by collecting funny anecdotes. Don't hesitate to ask.
Okay, nice. And in the screen, you'll
Dismiss the
notice
assistant voice
after
plate
talking to the assistant that this is the only button. And if I try to flick right or left,
dismiss the assistant. Dismiss the assistant voice plate. Dismiss the assistant voice
it
plate.
is not working all
Dismiss
the
the
time. And even by double
Dismiss the
tapping,
assistant voice.
I'm
Canadialog.
sometimes
Heading.
unable to close the assistant. Now we are, but it can take a couple of try before being able to turn it off.
Selected Home button.
Now I am back in my Home tab. By the way, if you're having some issues turning off the assistant, what I can suggest you to do is to go ahead and close the Google Home app and launch it back. So in the Home tab, let's start at the beginning.
More option.
First thing first, the More option button that allows to open the help or feedback panel.
Canadialog. Heading.
This is the name of my home.
Play button.
And now we have a play
Broadcast button.
Broadcast,
Routines button.
routines, and we'll
Add button.
cover them all. So let me first of all click the play button and I'll show you.
Play, close button.
And
Sound
now
settings button.
we are in a kind of player.
Settings button.
And
Sound settings button.
here is sound settings button. So if you click on this one,
Sound set back but equalizer heading.
you'll have the possibility to adjust equalizer.
Garage speaker. Bass.
So
50%
still clicking
adjustable.
right. And if
Swipe
I want
up or down with
to
one finger to adjust the value.
adjust this, like VoiceOver said, I can flick up or down.
Treble. 50% adjustable.
That's the treble
Swipe up or down
setting.
with one 50%.
And I can also adjust it. I'll go ahead and close this one.
Garage bass. Garage back button.
Back.
Garage speaker heading. Playing Unbelievers on garage settings button. Sound close. Sound settings button.
Here's the sound setting.
Settings button.
Here's the settings. What's in there? It's settings related to the device where the music is playing. We'll see a bit later on that we'll also have another possibility to access them by going into the device name. I'm not gonna open this setting panel because we'll see them in details, and it might be a bit hard to know if you're not familiar. Settings are related to which device if you have more than one. So I'll show you how to make sure to adjust the right settings if needed.
More options
And then if I continue,
Garage speaker, heading.
what is that?
More playing Unbelievers on Google Play Music. More options.
Let me click
button.
the more options.
Help, feedback.
Oh, that's
help,
again
button.
the help and feedback. I don't care.
Close sound settings, but more playing Unbelievers on Google Play
And
Music.
this is the player.
40% adjustable play button.
I don't know why it started this song. Probably it random one.
Volume 40%.
So
button.
I can
play button.
Play or pause. And if I click play, pause, it's gonna be from the Google itself.
Pause.
So let me click
Play
pause.
button.
Excellent.
Volume 40%.
And I can also adjust the volume from there.
Volume.
It's going to be the volume of the Google Home Mini.
Replay dimmed, but 12 seconds dimmed. 3, 9. Stop casting button. Stop casting button.
And here we go. So you'll have all settings related to player there.
Close.
Let me
button.
click
Canadian,
close.
more options.
There
button.
we go. And
play, but broadcast.
what
button.
is broadcast? If you have Google Home Mini, Google Home, whatever, you can go ahead and push an announcement in your speakers. So let's say that I want that the Google announce something. I can record my announce using my iPhone microphone. Then this announce will be played back on all the Google smart speakers. And if you have more than one Google Home, you can also ask one of them to broadcast something in the other speakers. So let me try this out. I'll double tap.
Broadcast.
What's the message?
Hello,
Mike.
This is a test. I want to see if it's working.
Got it. Broadcasting now.
Hello, this is a test. I want to see if it's working. And this sound is coming out
By the way, if you want to send a reply, just let me know.
Okay, so yeah, this sound was coming up from the Google Home Mini.
Dismiss the assistant voice plate
again
button.
Try to dismiss the assistant. Again,
Dismiss the assistant
my
voice
screen
plate.
doesn't want to
More options
collaborate. Oh, there we go.
Canadialog play button.
Okay.
Talk to
We just need, most part of the time what I'm trying to do when dismissing, I'm typing the upper right corner of my screen. This is clearly a bug related to VoiceOver. I think it seems to be fixed. All right. So let me find back the broadcast button.
Broadcast button.
Here we go.
Routines button.
Okay, what's in there? That's the routines. So the routines, if you want, we'll see later on into the account tab that we can manage them. I'll show you what is routine a bit later on when we'll go into account, then more settings, then assistant. But you'll have the possibility to create some routine based on a certain sentence or a period of the day. So let's say that at 9 a.m. the Google Home Mini will start playing news, and when you see I don't know, a banana, Google will start playing music.
Add button.
Add. Let's go in there. These are settings related to the home.
Add. Close button. Add heading. More options. Add to home heading.
Okay.
Set up device button.
So from there, I can set up a new device.
Add home member button.
I can add a member in my home family.
Create speaker group button.
I can also create a speaker group because yes, if you have more than one smart speaker, you'll be able to create a group, then broadcast your music at the same time in more than one speaker.
Create new home button.
If you want to create an additional home, you'll be able to do so as well.
Add services, heading,
Add services,
music and audio, button,
music and audio.
videos and photos,
So
button,
if you want to be able to add Spotify, Deezer, etc. If you want to add videos and photos, it is possible to do so by, let's say, adding YouTube service,
videos
things
and
like
photos,
this.
button,
Netflix as well is available there. So don't hesitate to go there. And by the way, regarding services, you'll see that into the account tab, again, more settings than services, you'll find either music and video, but you'll be able to find a lot more. So we'll talk about them a bit later on.
close,
Let me close
button,
this one.
more option, garage, add, button,
Okay.
settings, button,
Settings, what is this? Just after the add button, still on the home tab. These are settings related to home. So let me
settings,
click.
close, button, settings, head, more options, button,
Okay, that's cool.
general, heading,
So
home nickname, Canadialog, button,
I can from there change the nickname of my home. If I click this button, a text field will appear and I'll be able to type a new name.
household, Balak,
Okay, I just cut off the speech because here's the household. So the owner of the house, and this is my account. So if I want to change owner and members, I'll be able to click this button and I should be provided with additional options.
digital well-being, filters, downtime, button,
Okay, what is that? You can, for well-being, like add some filters. You can add times where I think the assistant will be blocked and things like this. So if you want to explore this, you can. This is, I think, a bit similar like to a parental control, but not only parental control, but you'll have a couple of interesting items if you want to limit the usage of this. We don't want to do so, so let's continue.
account preferences, notifications, terms of service, more, button,
Okay, these are preferences related to your Google account. So again, if you want to click, don't hesitate to do so.
rooms, groups, and devices, heading,
Okay,
garage,
rooms.
one device, button,
So here are settings related to room. So I'll click this one just to show you.
selected, back, button, room settings, heading, more options, button, general, heading, name, garage, button,
If I want to change the name of the room, I can do it right here. However, pay attention to something. If you change the name of the room, it's not going to change the name of your Google Home Mini that it is called at this time for the demo purpose, Garage Speaker. It's only going to change the name of the room because remember that you can have more than one device in the same room. So if you really want to change the name of this speaker itself, you'll find under the speaker settings a way to change its name.
device settings, heading, garage speaker, speaker, button,
This button allows to access settings of the speaker. So this is also another way to access the settings of your Google Home Mini. But again, in this screen, this is not the complete settings, but these are settings from the Home tab. We'll see later on that it is possible to access more settings from the account tab under assistant under the speaker name. These will be different settings. I'm not gonna click it because we'll see settings or how to access settings a bit later on. From the home tab, I have a simplest way to access them.
choose devices, button,
Choose devices.
selected, close, button,
I'll click.
choose device, next, dimmed, in garage, selected, garage speaker, selected, garage speaker,
This
speaker,
is
button,
only if you want to assign some devices to a specific room. So in our case, we have only one device attached to our Google account, so it's already associated to the garage room.
Selected. Garage speaker
Let
in garage.
me click
Selected. In choose the close
button.
Back.
There we go.
Delete room button. Choose devices button.
And after this one,
delete room button.
here's the delete room.
Delete room button.
So if I want to delete it, I'll be able to do so. I'll go ahead and click
Device name. Garage.
the
General. Heading. More options. Room setting. Back.
button.
Close button.
And let's continue. Let me
Account
find
preferences.
back.
Account room. Garage. Rooms.
Okay.
Garage. One device.
Here's the room where we were previously.
Local devices. One device.
Okay,
Button.
local devices, what is that? It is the local devices that are connected in the same Wi-Fi that you are in. So if you're having difficulties finding a device, you can check, you can always check under local devices. So when you're connected to the same Wi-Fi network as your devices, you may be able to see them right here.
Add device speaker group service button.
Again, you can add a device, speaker, etc. from there. It's going to be the same menu that we saw earlier when clicking the add button from the home screen. So you'll have the possibility to add a speaker, let's say, to go into your home tab, just click add, or to go in home, clicking setting, clicking add. So again, this is what I call the spaghetti factor.
Create new home button.
Again, I can create a new home.
Delete this home button.
And I can
Google Assistant Services. Heading.
delete the home.
Shopping list button.
Here is the Google Assistant service. So if you want to be able to manage your shopping list, what's a shopping list? It's a kind of list you can ask Google to add items in. And you'll have the possibility using mobile app to view this list and manage it. This is similar to a list of reminders in iOS, but these are not reminders. These are lists of items. So we'll see later on that reminders will be somewhere else.
Voice match button.
You can set up again the voice match if needed.
Music button.
Music to adjust music services.
TV and video button.
TV and video.
More settings button.
That's quite similar to what we saw prior. What is more setting? This is exactly the same thing as clicking account, then more settings. We'll see this a bit later on. I'll come back to this.
Selected button.
And regarding this is a button, sometimes selected, sometimes not. There's no utilities regarding this one at this time. Let me
no service. Close
click
button.
the close button.
More options button.
Again at the top left of my screen. And by the way, you probably noticed that it was impossible to create a room from there. So that's a bit strange, but this is not at the same time. So if you want to create a new room into your house, you'll not be able to do it from there. What you'll have to do, we'll see it a bit later on. If you want to change or to create a new room for your device, you'll have to go in the device, then assign it to a new room. And from there, you'll have the possibility to create or generate a new room. Let me find back the setting button.
Settings, garage,
there we
one
go.
Device button.
Here is the room. By the way, I'm back on my home screen. Okay, so I'm back in the home tab. We've closed all the dialogue that just popped up. So I am back on my home screen, and just after the setting button that we've just explored, here's the
garage, one device button.
Garage button that will allow us to access the room setting. And after that,
garage speaker, image, garage speaker.
This is the button to allow access to the speaker itself. So pay attention to differentiate
garage, one device button.
This one, which is related to the room.
Garage speaker.
and garage speaker, which is the name of the Google Home Mini itself. By the way, this one is clickable, but it is not announced as his by VoiceOver.
Play button.
And after that, just before clicking the garage speaker,
Selected.
you can
Home button.
also click play if you want to resume playing. And we're back to our tab list that are called buttons, but they are acting like tabs with the iPhone screen. This is probably just something badly labeled with VoiceOver.
Garage speaker.
Let me click the speaker and we'll see
Garage
what we can
close
do
button.
from there.
Sound settings button.
Again, you can adjust sound settings.
Button. More options button.
And
Settings button.
here's settings. So this is quietly similar when we click on the play button. Because when clicking on the play button, we were having only one speaker, so that's why we were prompted with this screen. So now I'll go ahead and open settings
Setting. Close
for
button.
the speaker.
Device settings. Heading. More options
And
button.
just before we explore settings, I just want to show you something in the more option menu from there, because yes, here something was added. Let me
More
click,
options.
double
Alert.
tap.
Reboot button.
There we go.
Dismiss alert.
So
Double tap to reboot button.
we have the dismiss alert.
Feedback button. Open source licenses button. Open source.
And again, the feedback and the source license, we don't really care, but
Reboot button.
reboot button is available in this screen. So if you want to reboot your Google Home, Google Home Mini, Google Home Max, you can do so by just clicking this button without the need of unplugging it.
Reboot. Alert. Are you sure you want to reboot the device? Heading.
Yes,
Cancel.
I'll do it
Reboot
just
button.
to show you. So
Reboot.
clicking the
Close.
reboot
More options
button.
button.
There we go. And notice that after the reboot, when the speaker will be ready, we should hear a small sound indicating that it's going to be ready, compared to other smart speakers in the market that are just playing a welcome sound at the first setup. So in a couple of seconds, you may be able to hear the boot sound from the Google Home Mini. There we go. And now if I try to ask a question, okay Google, what's your name?
My name, your Google Assistant. My mission, to assist you. My favorite color, probably blue, but it changes sometimes.
Okay, now the speaker is back online, and notice that after clicking the reboot, we got kicked out from the settings screen.
Garage. Garage speaker.
So
Image. Garage speaker.
I am back into the home tab, so I'll click again
Close.
the speaker name,
Sound settings
then
button.
settings.
Setting.
There we go. And
Device. More options button.
from there, let's go ahead and explore settings for the speaker.
General settings. Heading. Linked account S.
This is my account linked, so if I want to be able to change settings, I can do so.
Name. Garage speaker button.
If I want to change the name of the speaker, I can do it from there. If I click this one, I'll be invited to type in a new name in a text field area.
Device address.
Again, that's the address where is located the device. And why this address is there is to provide accurate information based on your location.
Home. Canadialog button.
This button allows me to change the home where is associated the speaker. So if I want to create a new home or just reassign it to a different one, I can do it.
Room. Garage button.
Here I can change the room where the speaker is located, and from there I'll be able to create a new one. If I double tap,
Room. Back. Choose room. Head. Save. My rooms. Garage. Other room. Back garden. Bathroom.
and completely at the bottom of the screen,
Page 2 of 3.
I'll go ahead and flick up with 3 fingers to scroll the screen.
Page 3 of 3. Garage. Loft. Loft. Add custom room.
I can add a custom room. So
Garage.
I don't want to do
Add
so.
shed.
So let me do
Close
a
button.
zigzag with 2 fingers. So I am back at the settings screen for the speaker.
Room, garage, group, none added, button.
Group, I can, like I said previously, integrate my speakers into groups, and they should be able to play the same music at the same time and being synchronized. So if I want to add it to a group, I can do it from there.
Wi-Fi, podcast lab, button.
Wi-Fi, if I want to change Wi-Fi, I can do it from there. Let me show
Wi-Fi,
you
back, button.
which settings are available there.
Wi-Fi settings, heading, Wi-Fi network. Podcast lab,
Okay,
IP address. 192.168.1.135.
that's the IP address assigned by my router. This is not the public IP address, but this is the internal IP assigned by my router. For those who know what it is,
Forget this network, button.
I can forget the network,
Forget this network, button.
and that's it. Hey, that's strange. The MAC address is not provided. The MAC address of the Google Home Mini, whatever, is not provided there. Maybe they should have it. Anyways, I'll show you how to forget the network. Why? Because if you need to change your password, your network name, whatever, I want that you be able to reconnect your speaker to your new network. And it is possible to do so for the Google Home Mini, Google Home Max compared to the HomePod. It was also possible, by the way, to change the network associated to an Echo speaker, so Amazon Alexa compatible speaker. So let me click on Forget Network,
Forget.
and we'll see
Alert.
how to
Are you
connect
sure
it
you
back.
want your Google Home Mini to forget this network? Heading.
Yes, I am.
You will need to set up your Google Home Mini again on a new network.
Yes, we'll do it. Don't worry.
Cancel, button. Forget Wi-Fi network, button.
Forget Wi-Fi network.
Activity indicator, forgetting Wi-Fi network. Forgetting Wi-Fi.
Okay, so it may take a couple of seconds before the network being forget it. So I'll wait, and we should be back into the home screen. Let me check where
More
I am.
options,
Oh,
button.
there we go.
Canadialog, heading.
Yes, I was right. I am back
Play, dimmed.
into
Set up
my...
one device.
Okay, yes.
Play, broadcast, button.
Now we can see
Routines,
that
add, button. Settings, button. Garage, garage speaker, image, garage speaker.
the speaker is still there, but it is not available anymore because it is not connected to the internet. If I go ahead and try the following, okay, Google,
I can't find your Wi-Fi network. You can reconnect to Wi-Fi from your Google Home app under Devices, then Setup.
well, this is not exactly true. There's no way to reconnect it to Wi-Fi at this time because we first need to go ahead and connect to the virtual Wi-Fi created by the speaker. In order to do so, what we'll have to do is to close the Google Home app, not closing, but just pressing the home button. No need to go ahead and open the app switcher for now. So just pressing the home button. And
Settings,
let me find the settings of my iPhone. There we go.
settings,
And
search. Alexandre
let
Lemaire,
me
airplane mode, off.
find
Wi-Fi, podcast lab, button.
Wi-Fi. I am currently connected to my test Wi-Fi, which is Podcast Lab. I'll double tap,
Selected, settings,
and we'll see there that we should be able to see the Google Home Mini.
Wi-Fi, selected. Reso 900, more info, button. Canadialog, more, garage speaker.
There we go.
Unsecure network, signal strength 3 of 3 bars, button.
And you may notice that it is an unsecure network.
Garage speaker. Unsecure network, signal strength 3 of 3 bars, button.
Here we go. But let me connect to it, just double tapping with one
Garage
finger.
speaker. Unsecure network, signal strength 3 of 3 bars.
Here we go. Next step will be to open the app switcher, double tapping the home button.
App switcher.
Okay.
Settings, active.
And from there, I'll find back the Google Home.
Google Home, active.
Okay.
Swipe up with 3 fingers to close the app. Actions
And
available.
I'll double tap this one to open it.
Google Home, more options, button. More options, button.
The Google Home Mini has just played a sound.
This lets you know. Did you hear the sound?
Oh,
Heading.
yes.
This lets you know you're connected to the right Google Home Mini. Try again, yes, button.
Yes.
Exit setup, button.
There we go.
More options. Help improve Google Home Mini. Automatically share device stats and crash reports with Google to improve everyone's experience.
This
Learn more.
is
Link.
really similar to the initial setup we've made.
No thanks. Button. Yes, I'm in. Button.
I'll click yes, I'm in.
Exit setup. Button. More options. Select your region. Afghanistan. Button.
Oh, and now we have an extra step. I don't know why, but I need to go ahead and select my region, my country. So let me
Page 2 of page 3 of page 4 of
swipe with 3 fingers up.
Brunei. Button. Page 6 of Congo, Brazzaville. Button. Congo, page 6 of 26.
Where's Canada?
Page 5 of 26. Caribbean net. Cape, Canary Islands. Cameroon. Canada. Button.
Here it is. Double tapping
Selected. Canada.
with 1 finger.
Continue.
And,
Button.
okay, I need to click continue in the bottom right corner.
Exit
There we
setup.
go.
Button. More options. Where is this device? Heading. Choose a location for Google Home. My rooms. Garage.
Okay,
Button.
I need again to select the location for the speaker.
Selected. Garage.
Okay, again, I think I need to click continue or
Seller.
next.
Next. Button.
Yes, next at the bottom
Exit
right
setup.
corner.
Button. More options. Choose your Wi-Fi network. Which Wi-Fi network would you like to use to set up your Google Home Mini?
Again, I need to choose the appropriate one.
Canadialog. Podcast Lab.
There we go with Podcast Lab.
Selected. Podcast Lab.
Bottom right corner.
Other Wi-Fi network. Next. Button.
Next button.
Exit setup. Button.
I just double tap it. There we go.
More options. Enter Wi-Fi password. Heading.
And
Podcast Lab.
again, I need to enter my Wi-Fi password.
Password. Secure text field.
There
Double
we go.
tap to edit. Password. Secure text field is editing.
I'll
Password.
enter
Character
this
mode.
one
Insertion
using
point at start.
my Braille display. There we go.
IC visibility off. Button.
I don't care.
Selected. Use this Wi-Fi network to set up future devices. Button.
In my
double
case,
tap
I
to uncheck.
don't want.
Use this Wi-Fi network to set up future devices.
So I just uncheck it
Cancel. Connect. Button.
and let me click connect.
More options. Button. Connecting to Wi-Fi. Connecting to Wi-Fi. Heading.
During this step, if I ask the following, okay, Google,
Hang on while I get connected to Wi-Fi.
it is in process.
Canadialog.
There we go.
More options. More. Canadialog. Heading. Play. Button. Broadcast.
And you can now see that we're back into the home tab as I expected. I can recognize it. If I want to confirm, I can touch the bottom left corner.
Discover. Selected. Home. Button.
Home is properly selected. Now let me try to ask a question to Google. Okay, Google, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Anything I can help with?
No, thanks.
You got it.
Okay, there we go. So again, let me
Garage. 1 to Canadial. Play. Button. Talk. Garage. 1 to Garage speaker.
Let me click the speaker name in order to access again settings.
Garage speak. Close. Button. Volume.
Then
More option. Settings. Button.
settings.
Setting. Close.
There we go.
Button. Room. Garage.
We were at Wi-Fi.
Group. Wi-Fi. Podcast Lab. Button.
Okay, and now we're back online. So let me show you the next option.
Digital well-being. Filters. Downtime. Button.
Again, like we saw into home, you can set it up for the speaker itself.
Sound settings. Heading.
Sound settings.
Equalizer. Bass. Treble. Button.
That's another way to access equalizer settings. Instead of clicking sound settings, you can open the settings, then access these outs. Again, spaghetti effect.
Group delay correction. 0 milliseconds. Button.
Okay, this one is if your speakers are in a group, you can adjust the delay correction if you observe that your speakers are not playing simultaneously. We'll skip this one for now.
Device settings. Heading. Default speaker. Choose a speaker. Button.
Default speaker, what is that? We'll have only one.
Default TV. Choose a
And
TV. Button.
same thing, by the way, for the television. That's the thing. So if you ask your Google Home Mini to play music, it's neat to know in which speaker you'd like to start it. So let's say that you have more than one speakers. You ask your Google Home to play music. You can ask it by default to play it on a separate one. Same thing for the TV. Let's say that in your home you have 3 television. Your Google Home Mini is not in the same room as any television. But if you ask Google Home to play some content on YouTube or on Netflix, which TV should be used? And by the way, talking about TV, smart TV, Android TV, whatever, it's the same thing if you purchase a Chromecast. If you purchase a Chromecast and you set up, let's say, HDMI, CEC, Bravia Sync, whatever, the name of this feature depends on the model of the TV, but you can set it up the way that if you ask Google Home to turn on your TV, it will. So, but it's need to be set. You have to define what is the default device attached to your Google Home Mini. If you're not, you'll have to specify, if you have more than one for sure, you'll have to specify the room name. So like open TV in the bedroom, open TV in the kitchen, whatever. But if they are assigned open TV, it's gonna open the appropriate one.
Alarms and timers, adjust volume button.
Alarms and timers, you can adjust volume of alarms. If I
Alarms,
go there,
device settings,
let me
back button.
click.
Alarms and timers, additional settings, heading, alarm and timer volume. 71% adjustable.
Okay, so you can adjust it by flicking up or down.
71%.
And that's it. So let me go out
Device
of there.
settings, additional device settings, back button. Close, default TV. Night mode, off button.
What is the night mode? You'll have the possibility
Night
from
mode,
there.
back button.
Let me open it.
Night mode, head, enable night mode. Switch button, off. Reduce the volume of responses and decrease the brightness of LEDs during specified times.
So if you turn it on, the Google Home Mini will continue reacting, but the light will be at a lower level of brightness and the sound will be lower as well.
Reduce the
So let me go out of there.
close button, night mode, off button. Do not disturb, off button.
Do not disturb. You can turn it on or off or set up a schedule, and do not disturb will has to make notification silent. There is not a lot of notifications you may receive when using the Google Home Mini, or same thing with other Google smart speakers, but it might be useful to be able to set up do not disturb just in case.
Guest mode, PIN 0771 button.
What is the guest mode? This is a mode that you can enable. It is by default that will allow your friend to connect to your Google Home Mini, even if they are not connected to your Wi-Fi. So what it means, your friend can use the LTE mobile network, for example, keep the Wi-Fi turned on their smartphone. Then if they are using any kind of application that support Google Cast, they can try to cast to speakers around, and they should be able to connect to your Google Home Mini. The way it's work, an audio pin will be played. This is not something audible, but the microphone of the smartphone of your friend will be able to listen to it, then analyze it, and if the connection is success, your friend will be able to start broadcasting music. If it's not, you'll be prompted to enter the PIN code that it is written here, so in the occurrence 0771 here. Let me just open this setting just to show you what's in there and maybe a better explanation from Google itself.
Guest mode, device settings, back button, guest mode, head, on PIN 0771 on.
That's the pin.
Actions available. Let anyone in the same room connect to your Google Home Mini without being on your Wi-Fi network. It uses a combination of your Google Home Mini's location and Wi-Fi to identify nearby mobile devices.
Here we go.
Learn more button.
All right, so you can get additional information from there, but if you want to turn off the guest mode,
let anyone in on PIN 0771 on.
Go back
Swipe
there
up or down to select a custom
by
action, then
flicking
double tap to activate.
left, then just double tap with one finger.
Device settings. Back button.
There we go.
Guest mode. Heading. Off.
So
Swipe up or down to select a.
now it's off. And if you want to turn it back on, just double tap again.
Guest mode. Heading. On getting device PIN on. Swipe up or
Okay.
guest mode. On PIN 2921 on.
So the PIN code has changed. The PIN code will change every time you'll go ahead and turn on or off the guest mode, every time you reboot your Google smart speakers, and I think every 24 hours. So you'll have to provide a new PIN each time you want, access the Google Home. Unfortunately, this is not something that is working really well. Personally, when doing some tests, I got a lot of failures, so use it, but you may expect a lot of issues connecting, and maybe it's going to be easier if you just give access to your Wi-Fi network to your friends if they want to broadcast some content into your Google smart speakers. So let me click the back button.
On PIN 2000. Device settings. Back button.
There we go.
Close button. Guest mode. PIN.
Next option.
Accessibility. Start sound off. End sound off. Button.
There we go. That's one of my preferred option into the settings, and for sure we need to talk about this one. Let me click.
Accessibility. Back. But accessibility. More options. But audio options. Heading. Play start sound. Button. Play end sound. Button. Play end sound.
What is that? Keep in mind that if I ask something to Google, we'll never know at this time if Google is listening to us or not. Okay, Google, how old are you?
I'm still pretty new, but I'm already crawling the web like a champion.
Okay, now let me turn both sound on.
Play start sound. Button. Play start sound. On.
There we go.
Play end sound. Button. Play end sound. On.
Okay, Google, how old are you?
Canada and me, it's a love story since 2017.
Ooh, nice. So now, as you may have observed, we can hear a sound confirming that Google is listening to us when saying, okay, Google. There we go. So that's the sound. And what's the hand request sound? That is the one. So I'll greatly suggest you to go ahead and turn on this accessibility feature for better results, okay? Because visually you'll be able to see a light when Google is listening to you, but in our situation, if you can't see the light, or if you just don't want to look at the Google Home when talking to it, go ahead and turn on the accessibility sound. It's going to be really helpful. Let me again go out of there by clicking the back button.
Back button. Back. Close button. Accessibility. Starts.
What's the next one?
Pair Bluetooth devices. Enable pairing mode button.
Pair Bluetooth devices. Pretty self-explanatory. You have the possibility to connect any Bluetooth device to your Google Home Mini or Google Home or Google Smart Speakers, whatever, to broadcast music on your Google Smart Speaker. So if you have a mobile phone, a tablet, you can connect this one through Bluetooth to your Google speaker. However, please note that at this time, this is not working with the Victor Reader Trek as it was with Amazon Alexa. So please be aware of this. And also you can pair a Bluetooth speaker to your Google smart speaker. So if you want to use an existing Bluetooth speaker to broadcast or to listen to what is playing on the Google smart speaker because you don't like quality, you can do so as well. However, please note that only the music or multimedia content will be streamed to this Bluetooth speaker. Unfortunately, the Google voice assistant, the voice of the Google Assistant will not be streamed via this way. So if I click the pair Bluetooth device, we'll see what will go on.
Paired Bluetooth device settings, back button. Paired Bluetooth devices, heading. There are no Bluetooth devices paired.
Okay.
Enable pairing mode button.
So, by the way, if you want to clear a current paired device, you can do so also by using the screen.
Enable pairing mode button.
So, if I want, I can just click the enable pairing mode.
Enable ready to pair. Connect to garage speaker with Bluetooth.
All right.
Enable
so
pairing mode.
That's,
there are no Bluetooth devices paired. Paired Bluetooth devices.
You can do it this way.
Device settings. Back.
Or
device settings. Device close button.
I'm just closing this window. Or you can also simply ask Google the following. Okay, Google, turn on Bluetooth.
All right, looking for paired devices.
So,
All right, to connect, open Bluetooth settings and look for the device called garage speaker.
okay, so you can do it this way as well. Please note, by the way, that pair Bluetooth device is only used to pair a smartphone, a tablet, a music player, whatever, to your speaker. If you want to pair a Bluetooth speaker to broadcast what's playing on the Google smart speaker, you should go somewhere else. You'll have to go, we're back into the settings of our Google speaker. You'll have to click,
Accessible.
we saw previously the option.
Get, do not night mode, alarms, and default TV. Default speaker, choose a speaker, button.
And from there you can click.
Default, back, button. More options, but choose a default speaker for music and audio, heading. When you ask garage speaker for music, it'll play on the speaker selected below. Pair Bluetooth speaker button.
And there you can click the pair Bluetooth speaker and you can follow the instructions. Let me go out of there.
Back button.
Here we go.
Back, close button.
Okay, so this is it. If you want to pair a Bluetooth speaker to your Google smart speaker, you can do it this way. Let me go back where we were.
Do not get paired Bluetooth, reverse, paired Bluetooth devices, enable.
Okay, next option.
Reverse device controls.
Okay, what is that?
Flip LEDs and volume control when changing position or mounting vertically. Switch button off.
If
Double
you
tap to toggle.
want to change controls on the speaker, you can do it this way. This is not something that will be really interesting for us.
Learn more button. Lower volume when listening.
Lower volume when listening.
When talking to the assistant, the volume on the controlled TV or speaker will reduce so the assistant can hear you better.
So just to make sure that Google is hearing you well, it's going to low down the volume by default.
Switch button on.
Here it is. So if you don't want that the volume being low down when saying the magic word, you can turn this option off. However, Google may have more difficulties to understand your queries.
Learn more button. Let others control your cast media. Show a notification on all Android devices connected to your Wi-Fi and let them control media casting from garage speaker. Switch button on.
Okay, so again, this is for casting. So if you want, you can enable the possibility to get some notifications. So to control the speaker this way, we'll let it by default on. So you'll be sure this way to be able to control your speaker from any of your devices.
Help improve Google Home Mini. Automatically share device stats and crash reports with Google to improve everyone's experience. Switch button on.
So if you want to help Google, it is probably related to the question we've answered during the setup. So it is on by at this time. So if you want to turn it off, you can do so.
Learn more button.
By for sure double tapping. Learn more.
Remove device, remove from home button.
Okay, so if you want to remove the device from your home, you can do so this way. It's not going to reset the speaker, but it will unlink it from your account. Later on, we'll see how it is possible to fully factory reset the speaker. Okay, so if you want to resell it, you'll be able to do so.
System firmware version 145,350 cast firmware version 1.37.145350 language English Canada country code C8 MAC address 20.
Oh, here's the MAC address I was looking at. Anyways, these are all the information we can find on the speakers. So this is a bit technique, but if you need these informations, you'll be able to recover them from there.
System firmware version.
And that's it. So we have completed settings regarding the speaker itself. So let me go out of there.
Learn more button. Page 1 of 4.
Yep.
3 of
Okay.
3 Wi-Fi. General settings. More option. Device setting. Close button.
Yeah, the close and back button are sometimes a bit hard to find. So let me
Close
close the setting window.
Close button.
Closing again because keep in mind that we were under the music player for the speaker, from where we've got the setting. We've got access to settings. So let me close this
More
as
options.
well. And now I think we'll be ready to explore the rest of the tab.
Discover button.
Just to show you very quickly what is Discover.
More options button.
I'll click this one.
Discover heading. Now playing. Smoke and mirrors. Imagine volume. Garage play. But stop. But Google Assistant. More options. Start with OK Google. To get your assistant's attention, you can say OK Google or Hey Google. Google Assistant. More options. Filter explicit songs on Play Music Radio. Visit settings in the Google Play Music website to block explicit songs. Learn more. Google Assistant.
Okay, so these are tips and tricks you can follow if you'd like to improve your experience. So I'll let you explore this out by yourself.
Browse button.
What is the Browse tab? Let me click.
More options.
There we go.
Music. Heading. Your services. Button. Image. Spotify.
Okay,
Button.
so
Image.
again,
TuneIn Radio.
yeah, Spotify is not one of my service, but if I want to link it, I'll be also able to do it using the Browse tab.
Home.
And that's it. So this screen will allow you to find multimedia content to play on your speaker. Then
Account button.
the last one, but I think at the same time the bigger one. So let's explore this out.
Signed in as Alex Bell.
Again, this is my email address. So let's start at the top of it and we'll see how we can explore it and what we can do in this tab. You'll see that there is a lot of settings available and I want to parse them all with you because these are really important settings. Let me flick left.
Signed in as Alex.
Okay, I am already at the top of my screen. So what is this? These are settings related to my account. This is a button. If I click it,
Manage your Google account button. Use another account button.
so these are options related to a Google account. If I want to collapse this menu, this is kind of hamburger menu.
Signed in as Alex Bell.
There we go.
Canadialog. Selected. Signed in as Alex. Navigation menu.
And now the menu just disappear. I'll click right again.
Canadialog. Selected. Button.
Okay, so this one is the home that I am currently managing. So if I want to change home, I can click this button. I'm not going to do it because I have only one.
One local device button.
Okay, so here I can access my local devices that are connected to the same network that I am connected to. So it might be useful, let's say, if you are unable to find a device or if you are on a different network, you can see the local devices available.
Set up device button.
So if you want to set a new device, you can do it there. If I click just to show you, if you want to add a speaker, you'll be able to do it.
Selected. Setup. Exit setup button. More options. Choose a home heading. You will be able to control the devices and services in this home.
Okay,
Selected.
so same
Canadialog.
thing.
Create another home. Next. Next.
Then
button.
if I click
More
next,
options button. Looking for devices. Cancel. Cancel.
Okay,
button.
so,
more options button.
let me
Cancel.
cancel it.
Set up device
but
button.
you'll have the possibility from there to set a new device if needed.
Settings button.
Settings. It's gonna bring you back to your home setting that we've already explored together. I'll skip this out.
Google Assistant heading. Explore button.
Okay, so what's in there? Here are settings related to the Google Assistant. If I click the Explore,
Selected. Get help on the go.
what is that?
Hands-free navigation, calls, reminders, and more from your assistant wherever you go. No thanks, but get the app button.
Okay. Please keep in mind that now we are into the Google Home app. I also indicate earlier that the Google Assistant is also available. This is similar to what we've did by asking a question to Google by clicking the Talk to the Assistant button. However, this assistant will allow you to do much more. as well as syncing your Google Calendar to send messages, etc. So if you want to be able to access more features, you can go ahead and click Get the App. We'll not talk about the Assistant app because we'll still be together in a week.
No,
This
get
is
help on the
really complete, so
Get help on hand. No thanks.
I'll just
button.
click the no thanks to
No
go
thanks.
out of
Explore
there.
button.
But if you want, I'll greatly suggest you to download the Assistant. For example, the Assistant will be able to send you some notifications. So remember, Google prompt us to send a reply after sending a message or broadcast a message into the speaker. So if I got the Google Assistant, I'll be able to receive reply made from the speaker as well on my iPhone.
Music button.
Music, you can from there manage again your music service.
Selected. Close button.
Let me click.
Music menu. The assistant will use your default music provider when asked to play music. Your music services. YouTube Music.
Okay.
Free service available when using a screen. YouTube Music Premium required on other devices. Not
So,
selected.
Again, you
Double tap to
can
select.
go there to link your services.
Google Play Music. No default. More music service. Deezer. More music services. Spotify. Free service available.
So I can link again music service.
Close button.
Not interested
Sign
by
in.
this.
Music
There we go.
button. Shopping list button.
Shopping list, you can manage your shopping list from there. If I click it,
Selected. Shopping list. Close. Shopping. Share. Dim. Add item. Add item. Add item. Text
so you
field.
can just
Double
add
tap to edit.
items to your shopping list or view items that are available. Unfortunately, there's no way to sync your shopping list with iOS reminders. Same thing for reminders or for calendar. We'll talk a bit about this later on, especially for the calendar. But keep in mind that Google services are Google services and iCloud services are iCloud services. So if you're already using reminders on your iPhone, you'll not be able to access your reminders or things like this using the Google Home smart speakers. Let me
Add up. Ship my shopping. Close button.
close this one.
Close. Shopping list button. My activity button.
My activity. What is that? This is all the history of what you've said to the Google Assistant. So let me send a request first and I'll show you how you can look at your activity settings after and even really send to what you've said exactly. So let's try this out. Okay, Google, joke.
What do you call a phone that spends a winter night outside in Edmonton? You don't call it, you warm it up.
Okay, Google, play songs by Queen.
That artist is only available for Google Play Music subscribers. But try this Google Play Music Queen station.
Okay, Google, stop. Okay, now let's try to go into my activity.
Selected. My activity. Address. Accounts.google.com.
A web page is now loading. And when this one will be ready to go, we'll be able to see our activity right there.
Reload button.
So let me explore this
Done
out.
button. Text field. Search. Open menu. Show. Open filter. Screen filter by date. But only you
I
can see this
don't
data.
care.
Google protects your privacy and security.
Okay,
Learn more. Link. Today. Heading level 2.
so up to today.
Open menu. Shows pop-up. Some activity may not appear yet.
Yeah, this is something normal.
Assistant button. Open menu. Shows pop-up. Say. Heading level 4. Stop. Heading level 4.
Okay,
Link.
so I stop it.
6:51 p.m. Bullet details. Bullet location info. Button. Play. Button. Assistant. Button. Open menu. Say. Heading level 4. Play songs by Queen. Heading level 4.
Here they
Link.
are.
That artist is only available for Google Play Music subscribers. But try this Google Play Music Queen station. 6:51 p.m. Play. Button. Assistant. Button. Open menu. Say. Heading level. Joke. Heading level 4. What do you call a phone that spends a winter night outside in Edmonton? You don't call it. You warm it up.
Okay,
6:51 p.m.
And-
Bullet details. Bullet location info. Button. Play. Button.
let me click the play button. I'll do it for all of them.
Pause. Address. My activity.
So we heard it. Let me try
Assist. Play.
another one.
Button. 6. You don't. What do you call a joke? Said. Open menu. Assistant. Play. Button.
Let me click this one.
Pause.
Okay, Google. Play songs by Queen. That's so
What
nice.
tried is that artist is only available for play.
Let me try the
open
other
menu.
one.
Assistant. Play. 6. Fit. Stop. Heading. Said. Heading level. Stop.
You
6.
said
Fit. Play.
stop.
Button.
Let's try.
Pause.
Okay, Google. Stop. This is it. And if you observe, this is a bit tricky because Google is listening to us 24/7 if you're not muting the microphone. And if you observe, you'll see that the recording starts just a couple of seconds before we can hear the OK Google. So, well, this is a bit interesting to know about. If you really want your privacy, maybe just go ahead and cut off the microphone. But anyway, note that all assistants are for sure recording some data. I don't know especially what they are doing with them right now, but this is something that I think you might be aware of that. But again, don't panic. Even if you're leaving your microphone open, everybody can listen to you. And this is not only from today with voice assistant. Probably you remember when some of you were young, like it was possible to listen like neighbors talking over the phone due to shared lines. So, this is just a different way that Google can access your data. I'm not sure they'll be sharing them, but this is just interesting to know that you can re-listen to your data. And by the way, each open menu button that we quickly heard, they are allowing to delete the request. So there's also a way to clear your entire activity. If you go into accounts.google.com, you can also disable this recording. This is also another way. So if you don't want to mute the microphone, you can as well go ahead and disable the activity log for voice assistant and accounts.google.com. So let me go ahead and click the done button.
Orientation locked. Address. My reload.
This
button.
is just after the address bar at the top of the screen.
Done. Button.
There we go. So from
My
the
activity.
address bar, I flick right twice with one finger, and I found the done button that I've activated by double tapping on it. Next thing,
More settings. Button.
more settings. I'll be right back to it in a second because this is again a large panel of settings, and inside of it 3 tabs are there, so we'll cover them one by one. And but just
heading.
before, I want to complete the main screen of the account tab. Additional. What is that?
How to cast. Button.
How to cast. This is to get some help or assistance on how to cast content on your smart speakers or Chromecast or smart TV.
Offers. Button.
Offers. These are promotions. You'll be free to explore this.
Google Store. Button.
Google Store if you want to purchase product like Chromecast, like speakers, etc.
Help. Button.
Help. I think I don't need to give any additional details on this one.
Feedback. Button.
Feedback. If you want to send a feedback to Google, you can do so as well.
Privacy policy. Button.
Okay, the stuff that we don't really care about.
Terms of service. Button.
Terms of service. Okay, nobody reads them all.
Licenses. Button.
Again.
Home. Button.
And this is it. So maybe let's go back into the
Offers. More settings. Button.
And
Selected.
let's see
More settings.
what's in there.
Close. Button.
If I start at the beginning of the screen,
Close. Menu. Button.
here's a menu button. Let me show what's in there. Double tapping.
My activity button. Activity control. My activity
So
button.
again, you can access your activity from there.
Activity controls button.
Activity controls, if you want to turn on or off or change the way that Google stores activity, you'll be able to go this way as well. But don't worry, like I said 2 minutes ago, you can also go on to accounts.google.com if you want to do it using a Windows computer, Mac computer, or any other devices.
Cancel button.
And
Dismiss.
this is it.
Cancel but dismiss but
Yeah,
dismiss.
cancel or dismiss. It's going to be the same action. Let me click the dismiss.
Close button.
There we go.
Selected. Personal info tab. 1 of 3.
And now we have 3 real tabs. The first one is personal. That's already selected.
Assistant tab. 2 of 3.
Assistant
Services tab.
and
3 of 3.
services. So we'll cover them all, and I'll show you what are the options you might be able to change from there. So the personal tab is already selected. So as soon as I'll flick right, I'll be able to see settings in this one.
Nickname. What your assistant will call you button.
Okay, so the nickname, how do you want your assistant call you? So if I click this one,
Nick back button. Nickname menu but what should the assistant call you? Alex. Text field.
okay.
Double tap to edit.
So right now this is Alex. So if I ask, okay, Google, what's my name?
Your name is Alex.
Okay, let's change it.
Text field is editing. Alex. Character mode. Insertion point at start.
Okay, so let me try to type something else. Let's type for fun Mickey Mouse.
Cap N-I-C-K-E-Y space N-O-U-S-E.
Okay, done.
Pronunciation. Use default. Selected but play button.
Mickey Mouse.
Spell it out. Not select. E.g. Ava. Text field.
Okay.
Double play. Dimmed button. Play. Play button. Use pronunciation. Mickey Mouse. What should the assist? Menu
I
button.
don't really care.
Nickname. Heading. Back button. Close button. Men. Selected. Personal. Services
we're
tab.
done.
Your places. Nickname. What your assistant will call you button.
Let's try this out. Okay, Google, what's my name?
Your name is Mickey Mouse.
Okay, working fine. So as soon as Google needs to say my name, from now on, it's gonna be Mickey Mouse. Okay, so it's just funny. Next option.
Your places. Home and work addresses button.
Okay, from there, you can define home and work address. This is something that will ask you to ask Google. Let's say you want to know if you'll face traffic to go to work this morning. You'll have the possibility to do it.
Getting around. Transport modes button.
Getting around, you can set up a transport or your favorite transport modes. So when asking for a road or driving direction, you'll be able to obtain them with the right transportation mode.
Your people, family, and other important contacts button.
Okay, from there you can...
Your
let me
people
click.
back. Your people heading menu but tell your assistant who's who. Then when you say call mom or when's my brother's birthday, your assistant will be ready to help.
Okay, that's the use of this. So if you have
Close
some contact into Google, you'll be able to tell Google who is mom, who is your sister, whatever. However, note that Google cannot access your iCloud contact directory. So if you want to be able to see your Google contact on your iPhone, you may need to go into settings, then account and password, then add a Google account and synchronize your contact. If you want that Google be able to access your iCloud contact, you'll need to migrate your existing iPhone contact to Google. This is something completely different with Alexa, because with Alexa, you can ask Alexa to merge your iCloud contact into Alexa, and from there, you'll be able to access or ask Alexa to call a specific contact. So that's going to be more helpful regarding this.
Menu. Your places. Getting around. Your payments. Payment
Okay.
methods and purchase approvals button.
These are settings related to Google Purchase. I'll skip this this one, you'll be able to analyze them by yourself. Again, you can go onto account.google.com to manage this out.
Weather, preferred temperature unit, button.
Okay, so when asking for the weather, what's your preferred temperature unit?
Weather, back, weather, menu, but what weather temperature units do you prefer? Fahrenheit, not Celsius, selected, Celsius,
So
selected,
two choices, Fahrenheit or Celsius. So just select the one that you'd like to hear the temperature in.
What weather temperature you back button.
Clicking
What
the-
weather temperature
oops.
back but close. Weather.
Back button.
Your people. Getting your payments. Weather. Reservations for flights, hotels, and events button.
Okay, I'm not sure this is something that is really working in Canada. Let me click,
Reservations
but
for flight.
not sure we'll be able
Your
to
back button.
have a lot of information regarding this.
Loading ellipsis 100 reservations. You don't have any reservations. Main landmark.
Okay.
Privacy policy. Middle dot term. Middle dot help mid term mid private. You don't have reservations. Back but Google account.
Okay,
More options.
that's it.
Account 100%. Reservation back button.
Well, I'm not sure this is something really compatible in Canada. I never use this feature, so if you know more about it, for sure let us know. You can send us some comments and feedback. But at this time, I'm not sure this is something that will be really useful. So clicking the back button.
Back. Reservations for flights, purchases, your transactions, including deliveries button.
Okay, and here's your purchase history. So I'll let you explore this out by yourself, and
Purchases.
we are at the end of the first tab. Let's go into the second tab,
Nickname assistant. Select assistant tab 2 of selected assistant.
the assistant, and let's start it over. We'll see that we'll have a couple of more options regarding Google Assistant there. Let's flick right.
Services tab 3 languages for speaking to your assistant button.
Okay, the language to speak to your assistant. You can from there change the language, or you can even set two different language at the same time for those who are bilingual. And you'll see that just after that, we'll have a couple of additional settings regarding to language. Just before changing the language, I just want to show it to you.
Continue conversation for asking follow-up questions button.
What is that? I'll click this one.
Continue back button. Continue conversation heading menu button. Continue conversation. Your device's microphone will reopen after every response to listen for follow-up questions. These will appear in My Activity as usual. Audio that your assistant doesn't respond to will be deleted from your Google account. Continue conversation. Switch button off. Availability. You can change this for these Google Home devices. Garage speaker. Continue conversation is currently available for English, US. If you use Google Home devices not shown here, the person with the primary account on those devices may turn continued conversation on or off in their assistant settings. Learn
Okay.
more.
So what it means, actually, we're not in English US, we are in English Canada. Maybe just to show you, I'll change the language to English US, and I'll show you how you can use this feature as well.
Learn more. Link.
So
Learn
let
more.
me
You can change this for the availability. Continue conversation on.
click it on. Okay, so
Continue back
and
button.
I'll click back.
Close button. Languages. Continue voice match. Teach your assistant to recognize.
Okay, and we'll see that a new setting will be added after changing the language to US. Just after the language and before the voice match, you'll see that also in English US you can change the voice of the assistant.
Languages.
So let me go ahead and change the language.
Back button. Assistant languages. Head menu button. Choose a language for speaking to your assistant. Add a language button. Add a language button.
So
the assist.
this is a bug, I think, because by default there is no language setup. It should have one, but there's not. So we'll have to add one. After that, you'll be okay. The language will be there all time. You're not going to be able to add the primary language, but why there's not by default, I don't have any answer to that.
The assistant on your phone will use
Okay, so
add a language button.
add a language.
Back but English, United Kingdom. English, Canada.
And nope, I'm not going to add this one.
English, Indonesia. English, Ireland, English, Australia, English, United States, English, United States,
Here we go. And
English,
I
English,
think
Singapore,
I need
languages,
to click
Dansk, Denmark, languages, back, button,
let me click back.
choose a language, English, United States, add a language,
Okay,
button,
there we go. I'll have a
The assistant
second
add a
language just to
Back,
show you
English.
at the same time that Google can be bilingual.
English, Francais, Canada,
Let me have
Francais,
French Canada.
Canada.
Okay.
back, button, assistant languages, head, menu, choose a language for speaking to your assistant, English, United States, Francais, Canada, button,
All right. And let me go out of there.
close, button,
Okay.
menu, button, assistant voice, how your languages, for speaking
Oh.
to your assistant, button,
And now,
assistant voice, how your assistant will sound, button, continue conversation, for asking follow-up questions, button,
have you heard? Now we can also change the voice of the assistant. So let me show you.
assistant voice, how your assistant will, back, assist, menu, choose the voice your assistant will use to respond to you. Available voices, red, orange, amber,
Okay. Yeah,
Button.
this is a bit weird.
red,
By
Button.
default,
red, button,
this is the
Available voices.
red. I think
Red.
that it is selected. Yes, let
Selected.
me
Here
click.
are the voices you can pick for your Google Assistant. If you like this voice and
Yeah.
want me to keep using it,
That's
just
the
stop
default.
here.
red, orange, button, orange,
Here are the voices you can pick for your
Amber.
Google Assistant.
amber,
If you like this voice and want me to keep using
Green.
it, just stop
Green.
here.
Stop here.
green,
Here are the voices you can pick for your Google Assistant. If you
Cyan.
like this voice and
Cyan.
Want me to keep using it, just stop here.
blue,
here are the voices you can pick for your Google
Purple.
Assistant. If you
Button.
like
Okay,
this
let's
voice and want me to
keep this one
using it,
active.
just stop
menu, button, assist back, button,
And let's click back. And now I'll try to go ahead and ask a question to the Google Home and we'll see how it's going to react. Okay, Google, weather.
Right now in Montreal it's 16 degrees and mostly cloudy. Today, it'll be mostly cloudy, with a forecasted high of 17 and a low of 5.
Tell me a joke.
One joke, coming up. How do you make an egg laugh? Tell it a funny yoke.
Stop. So, as you can see, first the voice has changed. It is also well responding to us. And as well, the Google was ready to listen to us after each question without the need of saying the magic word. And for sure, I can also ask a question in French. Okay, Google. Quelle est la température à Montréal?
À Montréal, il fait présentement moins 9 degrés.
So instantly, and now the Google was not ready again to listen to me because I've set it up in French, like just by asking the question. This is a temporary setup, but it is possible to do things like this. And by the way, I just want to mention something on the side. It is now possible to give two commands at the same time to the Google Smart Speaker this way. Okay, Google, tell me a joke and weather.
Sure, here's one of my favorites. Scientists recently discovered a new dinosaur that was very intelligent. It is called a thesaurus. Right now in Montreal it's 16 degrees and mostly cloudy. Today, it'll be mostly cloudy, with a forecasted high of 17 and a low of 5.
Oh, well, I think the weather is still in Fahrenheit. Cancel. So, as you can see, it is possible to give two simultaneous commands when talking to the Google speaker. Well, by the way, I did a small checkup regarding the weather. I think there's a bug. Also, pay attention to this if you're changing the language to English US, even if the weather is selected to Celsius. I don't know why, but the weather in Fahrenheit was announced to me.
Menu,
So what
button.
I did, I just go back into
nickname, what your assistant will, signed in as Alex, selected, account, selected, set up, 0, Canadialog,
Then I
music,
go back
button, shopping
into
list, my activity, button, more settings, more settings,
more
button,
settings.
selected,
As you can
Your
remember,
places, getting around.
we are in the personal tab,
Your payments,
and
weather,
I've
preferred
changed
temperature unit.
weather.
What weather? Fahrenheit, Celsius, selected.
What I've just did,
Fahrenheit, not selected. Fahrenheit,
I've checked this one,
Celsius, not selected. Celsius, selected.
checking back Celsius, and now
Close button.
we should be good to go. Okay, Google, what's the weather?
Currently in Montreal it's -9 and mostly cloudy. Today, it'll be mostly cloudy, with a forecasted high of -8 and a low of -15.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cancel. So now we are okay, and the weather is now announced in Celsius, even if we're in English US. Let me go back into the Assistant tab.
Assistant tab 2 selected. Assistant voice. How your assistant will set. Continue voice match. Teach your assistant to recognize your voice button.
So again, you can, if you're having some issues with the voice match, you can click this icon to teach another time the Google to recognize your voice. I'm not gonna do it because we did it during the initial setup.
Home control. Manage the devices in your home button.
Home control. So if you have smart devices like smart light, like a smart lock, a smart plug, or whatever, you can manage them from this panel, and you'll have the possibility in there to, I think, add new device, link account. This is the panel that I'm using when I'd like to link a new device. Let me just click very quickly to show you.
Home control back button. Home control heading. Selected devices tab. Rooms tab. Available on Google Assistant speakers. iOS 10.0 plus devices. Android 6.0 plus watches and Android 6.0 plus TVs. Assistant. Garage speaker. Garage. But add new devices. Button.
So that's it. I can add new devices.
Double tap to add new devices.
If you want to unlink an account,
available on Google Assistant.
I
Rooms
think you
tab.
can
Selected
also
devices.
go
Home control heading.
into
Available on Google Assistant speakers. iOS.
it's because I don't have any account linked right now. But
Available on Google
on my
selected
personal
devices.
account,
Home control head. Back.
Let
Home
me
back button.
go out of
Home
there.
control managed.
I have many linked devices, so on my personal account I'll be able to manage them, and if I want I can also remove an account. I have many possibilities.
Routines, multiple actions with one command button.
Here are the routines. So how you can set up routines, I just want to show it to you right now. So let me click routines.
Routines, back, button.
Okay.
Routines, heading, menu, button. Have your assistant do multiple things with just one command. Use ready-made routines you adjust to fit your day and create custom ones from scratch. Good morning, 5 actions, button.
Okay, so by default, they are pre-set up routines. So let's say if I click good morning.
Good morning,
let's see what's in there.
Good morning, save, button. When I say, ellipsis. Good morning or tell me about my day or, button. The Google Assistant should, ellipsis, heading. Change order, button. Take phone off silent, not selected, button. X settings, button. Adjust lights, plugs, and more, not selected. Learn more. Adjust thermostat, not selected. Learn more. Adjust scenes, not select. Learn more. Tell me about the weather, selected. But tell me, X settings, button. Tell me about my commute, selected, button. X settings, tell me about today's calendar, selected. Tell me, adjust media volume. Tell me today's reminders, selected. Adjust media volume. X settings, button. ADD action, button.
So there's a lot.
And then play, ellipsis. Music, not
and
selected.
then play.
X settings, button. News, selected, button.
News.
X settings, radio, not select. X settings, podcasts, not selected.
Okay,
button.
blah blah blah. So you have many
Double tap to
choices
select.
there. I'll just
tell me about today. Back button.
the back button.
Good morning. Bedtime. Leaving home. I'm home. Commuting home. Availability. Available on Google. Add button.
And you can add a
Double
personalized
back
routine.
button.
Let me do it.
New routine. Save. Dimmed. When I say ellipsis. Add commands required. Button.
Let me try to add a comment, and we'll see how it's going to react.
Button. Add new command. Save button. When I say ellipsis. Text field.
Let me
Double tap to edit. Text field is editing.
type
When I
in
say
something.
ellipsis. T-E-F-T-I-N-G. Save. Add
Okay,
new
so
command.
clicking
Save button.
on save.
Save. Testing button.
Okay, there we go.
Set the time and day. Optional button.
So I can set a time and date. This is
The
optional.
Google Assistant should ellipsis heading.
And what the Google Assistant should do.
ADD action button. And then play ellipsis.
So
ADD action. ADD
let's
back button.
do add action.
Add ADD. Enter a Google Assistant command. Text field. E. G, or choose popular actions, link,
Okay, let's try this out.
back, but ADD, select actions to add them to home control, adjust lights, info outline, button,
Okay,
adjust thermostat, not selected, info out, adjust scenes, not selected,
I have
dim,
many of them.
plan your day, tell me tomorrow's weather, tell me about my commute, settings, button, tell me about my commute to work, not selected, tell me about my commute home, tell me about today's calendar, tell me today's reminders, ask what time the communication, broadcast I'm home, info outline, broadcast I'm on my way home, info out, send a text, not selected, settings, but read unread text, info, your devices, adjust media volume, settings, put phone on silent, not, info out, take phone off silent, not, setting, custom responses, say something, not selected, button,
Okay, let's try.
double tap to select, say something,
Say something.
not select, say something, select, settings, button,
Then we'll have to click on the IC settings
settings,
to
back,
modify
button.
it. Okay,
Say something, menu, but what would you like Google Assistant to say?
okay, and now
Text field,
I
double tap to edit,
can enter what I want.
text field is editing,
Let me type in something.
Lex, comma, out, space, Y-O-U, apostrophe E, space, M-Y, space, B-E-S-T, exclamation mark, Q,
Okay, perfect.
Quebec,
Then
what would you, menu, say something, heading, back, say something, return,
okay,
What
I
would you
need
like
to
Google
click
Assistant to
the
say?
return. Okay, cool.
what would you like, Alex, you're not, Alex, you're not best, text field,
Okay, so that's the message. Let me click the back button.
text, what would you like Google, back, button, back,
There
button.
we go. And
Say something,
I
not
think,
settings, but say something, not
oh,
selected,
yeah,
button.
I need to
Double tap
select
to select.
this one. So
Say something, selected,
say something needs to be selected.
settings,
I forgot to select it before clicking the IC setting.
ADD,
Then I
button,
should be
popular
able
actions,
now
back,
to
back,
find.
ADD, button,
Okay, I need to click the add
Back
button
button.
at the top right of the screen. There we go. Now,
ADD media, and then ADD,
let
when
me
I say, ellipsis,
start at the beginning. Okay, so when I say
testing, button,
testing,
set the time and day, optional, but the Google Assistant should, ellipsis, say something, settings, button, ADD action, button,
okay, so IC setting again. So if I want to modify it, I'll be able to do so.
and then ADD media, button,
And then
ADD
if I
media.
want, I can play a media. I don't want.
save,
So
button,
let me click this save
Save.
button.
back, button,
There we go.
routines, menu, have your assistant do multiple things with just one command, custom, testing, one action,
So
button,
here's my custom routine. If I
testing,
click
back,
it,
button, testing, delete, button,
I can delete the
save,
routines.
button, when I say, ellipsis,
And these are the same setting we've just passed over. In some situation, you might be also able to test the routine without saying anything or without the need of waiting for a time, especially if you set a specific time where the routine should be launched. This is not our case, so let
Back
me
button.
just click the back button.
testing, have your
Let
assistant
me
do multiple,
click
back, button,
Again, the back button.
close,
There we
button,
go.
continue
And-
conversation, voice match, home control, manage the voice match, home, routines, multiple actions,
Okay, so we are now back where we left off in the Assistant tab. So now let's try to test out the routine. Okay, Google. Testing.
Alex, you're my best.
It's working perfectly. So same thing. If I want to launch the good morning routine, I can do it as well. Okay, Google. Good morning.
Hi, you found the new good morning routine. Let's try it together. First, let's see what your day looks like. Currently in Montreal it's -11 and partly cloudy. The forecast tonight is -12 and partly cloudy. Next, I'll play the news. And just so you know, you can customize this routine. I can also turn on lights, start coffee, play music, play a podcast, and more. To customize your good morning routine, check out routine settings in the Google Home app. Have a great day. Here's the latest news. From Reuters TV, US, at 7:05 p.m. today.
With support from Oppenheimer Funds.
Okay, Google.
Here are today.
Stop. Okay, so as you can see, this is the usage of routine. So, and the routine testing that I've created for sure. If some smart lights are linked to my account, I'll be able to, let's say, testing. Well, first of all, say that I'm the best, and on the second time, it's going to turn on the lights. So I have many options, and routines are very useful when talking about a smart home, or if you want that the Google Home Mini perform actions at a certain time. So this is it for the routine. Let's now talk about the next setting.
Email updates, latest news and features button.
Okay, email updates. Again, this is something with signed in or not during setting. Personally, I've selected that I was not interested about receiving communication. So if you want to change your mind, you can go there and do it.
Assistant devices.
Assistant devices.
Garage speaker button.
Okay.
Garage speaker
So
button.
we are now at the end of the assistant tab, and here is the assistant device. So if I click this out, you'll see that we'll have a couple of more settings that we found under the setting tab for the assistant under the home section of the app. Let me click it.
Garage speaker back button.
And let's explore.
Garage speaker heading menu button. Adjust settings for this device. Device name garage speaker.
Okay, this is really similar to what we've saw under the home section.
Device address.
This is again my address. I just cut it off.
Remove device address button.
So
Tab to
from
remove
there,
device address.
I can delete or remove my address if needed. I think this option was not available when looking at the home tab under the speaker name and under setting.
Personal results.
Personal
results. Switch button on.
What's that?
Notifications. Receive notifications like reminders on this device. Even if notifications are off, you'll still hear alarms and timers.
Okay, yeah. About
personal results. Switch button on.
Personal results. It is based on the fact that Google can recognize your voice, then provide you some personal results based on your voice scheme. So this is also related to the settings related voice match. So if you want personalized settings, you can, or personal results, sorry, you can turn this on using this page.
Notifications. Switch button on.
Okay,
Double tap to toggle setting.
The switch to turn on notification or turn it off. So if you don't want to receive any reminders or things like this on this device, you can turn it off.
YouTube restricted mode. Hide songs and videos that may contain inappropriate content.
Okay.
YouTube restricted mode. Switch button off.
This is something we never saw somewhere else. So that's why it's really important to explore all the settings when trying to configure a Google Home device.
YouTube TV content filter. Allow only programs with ratings YTY, YTG, G, and PG.
Okay, this is probably some technical specification in US or maybe also as in Canada. So, that's okay. Yeah, probably G for general. I don't know explicitly what is that, but this is setting to prevent children to listen to unrecommended video.
YouTube TV content filter. Switch button off.
Okay,
tap to toggle
that's
setting.
another setting you can turn on or off.
Teach your assistant your voice again. A new recording may improve voice recognition. Navigate next button.
Okay, so if I click the IC Navigate Next, it's gonna teach the assistant again my voice through voice match. I don't want to do it.
Unlink this device.
And
clear button.
If
clear
I
button.
click this one, unlink this device, it's not gonna factory reset it or whatever. It's just gonna destroy the voice match model. So that's how it works. Let me go out of there.
Garage speaker button.
Okay, so I just did the zigzag with 2 fingers.
Garage speaker button. Assistant device.
And we're done with the assistant tab.
Languages.
So,
orientation locked. Languages. Services. Tab. 3 of 3.
the last one, services.
Selected. Services. Tab. 3 of 3.
Okay, what's in there?
Voice and video calls. Services and default numbers. Button.
Okay, so here is if you want to change your phone number associated to service and video calls. You can make your phone number displayed, so you have the possibility to do it there.
Music. Services used to play music. Button.
Again, this is the same screen as we saw before to set up your music preference. So if you want to add Spotify, Deezer, whatever else, you'll be able to do so from this screen.
News. Services used to play news. Button.
Okay, news. So if you want to reorganize news that are playing when we just said good morning, you can do it there. Let
News.
me go
Back.
there
Button.
and you'll see.
News. Menu. Button. Your assistant will play the news from these sources when you say listen to the news or add news to a routine.
Okay, I'm clicking right.
Your news sources. Heading. Change order. Button.
So
CBC News. General. Video available on smart displays. Remove news source. Button. CTV News. General. Remove news source. CNBC Tech Check. Technology. Video available on smart displays. Remove Bloomberg First Word. Business. Video available on smart displays. Remove TSN. Sports. Remove new. Add news sources.
so
Availability.
I have,
Available on Google Assistant speakers. iOS 10.0 plus devices. Chromebooks and tablets.
okay.
Available on
Cool.
Google Assistant
So
speakers.
I have the possibility to even add new services or to
Add
reorganize.
news sources.
Let me add one just to show you.
Button. CNN News Briefing. CNN News Briefing. Not selected. Button.
Um,
Button. CBC News. Hourly edition. CB. Button. Sky News. Sky News delivers breaking news, headlines, and top stories from business, politics. Sky. Button. CTV News. Updated. Select. Button. CBC Kids News. Welcome to CBC Kids News. Video available on smart displays.
CBC Kids News. What is that?
The Skim. Button. Selected. Hot button. The Skim. The Skim makes it easier to. Button. Transport topics. Listen to a quick daily rundown of all of the information you need to succeed in the fast-paced business world of trucking and freight button.
There is
CBC
so
News.
many.
The world this hour. CBC News. The world at 6. Post Reports. Post Reports is the daily podcast from the Washington Post. Unparalleled
Okay.
reporting. Expert
Let's
insight.
try this one.
Clear and out. Selected. Post Reports. Post Reports. Not selected. Button.
Okay.
Selected. Post Reports. Not selected. Post Reports.
Let's
Selected.
start the post reports.
Selected. Button.
Okay.
Technology. Heading.
Should I do something
Back button.
like back?
Back
I think.
button.
Let me
CNB.
try
Remove news source.
to put it.
Bloomberg. Remove. TSN. Remove. Post Reports.
Oh
General.
yeah, here it is. So I can reorganize.
CBC News. Change your menu. News. Back button. New. Your assistant. Your news sources. Change order. Button.
Change order. There we
Back
go.
button. TSN. Reorder. Post reports. Reorder post reports. Button. Draggable. Double tap
Okay.
and hold. Wait for the sound. Then drag to rearrange.
So this is it. So if I want to be able to reorder, I need to double tap and hold with one finger. Then I want to make it at the first item. So let
Moved
me
above TSN.
move it. I'm moving my finger up without releasing the screen.
Moved above Bloomberg First Word. Moved above CNBC Tech Check. Moved above CTV News. Moved above CBC News.
I think we are releasing.
Post reports. Drag to change the menu.
Yes.
Button. Change order.
Okay.
Heading. Back button. Back
And
button.
I think I can click back.
Post reports. Change your news. Your
Yes,
assistant
we
menu.
are.
News. Heading.
Then
Back button.
back again.
Close.
So on, if I ask the following to Google, okay, Google, play news.
Here's the latest news. By the way, you can also ask for news about a given topic, like news about the Oscars or any other topic that is currently in the news. From Post Reports at 4:45 p.m. last Friday.
Here we go.
From the newsroom of the Washington Post.
Okay, Google,
Hi, Kevin.
stop. It's working perfectly. So you can organize your news feed and play your news automatically on the morning or when you ask for. Next one.
Videos and photos. Services that play videos and show photos. Button.
Okay, in there,
Videos. Back. Videos and photos. Heading. Menu. Videos. Play. Netflix. Not signed in.
you can sign into Netflix
Link.
and
Button. Double tap to
ask
sign into Netflix.
Google smart speakers to play Netflix content. However, you absolutely need a smart TV or a Chromecast linked to your Google Home. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
YouTube Kids. Basic account.
Okay, YouTube
Link.
Kids,
Button.
I don't really
Double
care.
tap photos. Chromecast or Chromecast built-in TV. Link. Google Photos, Alexa.
Again, that's my address, so you can link your Google Photo account.
Google Photos, switch, availability. Available on Google Assistant speakers, iOS 10.0 plus, available on Google,
etc. But for sure, for all these things, you'll need a Smart TV or a Chromecast linked.
back button,
Let me click back.
close
Here we
button,
go.
music, services, videos, TVs and speakers, manage your devices button.
TVs and speakers. Let me show
TVs
you.
and back, TVs and speakers, head menu button, available on Google Assistant speakers and Android 6.0 plus TVs. Use your assistant to control music and video on the following devices. Garage speaker. Add new devices. Add new devices button.
There's not a lot of things that we can see there because this is a protected network without any other device connected to it except my iPhone and the Google Home Mini. But if a smart TV will be connected to it, you can link a TV to your speaker and adjust some settings there. This is not really important, so maybe let's skip this out. But if you want to link a smart TV, you'll be able to do so as well from the screen.
Back button.
Back button.
Close button.
Okay.
News, service, TV, calendar, default calendars button.
Ah, the fantastic calendar. Let's talk about it. This calendar will only allows you to select the calendar inside your Google account you want to be able to consult using the Google Assistant and your Google smart speakers. Let me show you.
Calendar, back, menu, your calendars, Alexa.
That's my email address, so that's my personal calendar.
Alexa.
Again,
test, not selected, button.
That's a calendar
Double
that
tap to
I've
select.
created in my account. This is a Google calendar.
Default calendar to create events. Alexa.
Again, that's my address because I can, actually, this is my default calendar, so my main calendar.
Availability. Available on Google Assistant speakers, Google Assistant displays, Chromebooks and Android 6.0 plus TVs.
Okay.
Available on.
But if you want to access your iCloud calendar, what you'll have to do is to do the following, but this is a workaround that is not working all time. You'll have to go into your calendar, click at the bottom of the screen, the calendar icon, select your calendar, click more options. Let me do that.
Home.
Let me go onto my
Mail,
home
2000,
screen.
calendar, Sunday,
Okay, let me go there.
2019, back button.
If I click at the
Inbox,
bottom
button.
right,
Calendars, button.
not at the bottom right,
Inbox,
sorry.
button.
The bottom right icon is the inbox, the icon just before.
Calendars, button.
That's calendar.
Calendars, calendars, heading. Done, button. ICLOUD. Hide all, button. Selected, home, button.
That's my home calendar.
More info, button.
If I
1 of
click
3.
more info,
More info, cancel, edit calendar, done, dim, home, text, shared with, heading, add person. Color, heading, red, radio, orange, yellow, green, selected, blue,
I
radio
don't
button.
care of the color.
Purple, brown, public calendar, switch button, off.
I need to make my calendar public by double
Public
tapping
calendar. Share link.
and then click on share link.
Cancel, airdrop. Message, mail. Add to notes, button. Twitter, button.
So I can share the link by mail or send me a message. Maybe I can do it by mail. I'll stop the procedure here. But after you receive the link using a computer, this is not possible with a smartphone. You'll have to go on calendar.google.com, sign in there, then add a shared calendar. But please note that if you had an event using your iPhone and your iCloud calendar, if you ask for upcoming event, it may take up to 12 hours to reflect modifications on Google Assistant. So on your Google Home, on your Google Assistant, whatever, it may take up to 12 hours. You'll be only able to consult your calendar in read-only mode. You'll not be able to add any appointment to it or make any changes. And also, keep in mind that your calendar will be public, so everyone who have the link to it or discover it will be able to access your event. So if you really want to be able to synchronize your calendar with Google Assistant as well as your iPhone, what I'll suggest you is to go again into settings, password and account, then link your Gmail account there for better results. In fact, you'll be able after that to go into setting calendar and change your default calendar when adding some appointment. You'll be able to add them directly into your Google Calendar, which will be compatible and visible on your iPhone, and you'll be able as well to consult it using your Google Smart Speaker. Note that regarding the Amazon Alexa, you'll be able to directly link your iCloud calendar, which is not the case with Google. Let me go back where we were, so let's open the app switcher.
Google Home, active, Google Home, active, Google Home.
Here we go. We are still in the calendar tab, so let me
back button.
Click the back button.
Close.
There we go.
Shopping list, see or edit your list button.
Shopping list, so you'll be able from there to see or manage your shopping list. I'll let you explore this out by yourself.
Stocks, follow stocks and set preferences button.
So this is for stocks. I'll let you explore this out as well by yourself.
Stocks, follow stocks and set.
And we're done. This is what complete the tour of the Google Home app. Note, by the way, that when browsing settings, we never saw settings related to telecommunications, especially to import contacts, to send a text message, etc. Why? Because the Google Home speakers compared to Alexa are not providing any kind of things like this. So there's no possibility to directly contact or drop into another speakers. You don't have any way to send messages to other Google users or to link Skype directly from the Google Home at this time. So that's why there's no settings regarding this. The Google Home smart speakers are more limited regarding the telecommunication part compared to smart speakers from Amazon. Next thing I'd like to do with you before ending this podcast is how to factory reset the Google Home smart speakers. Don't do it except if you want to resell it, but I just want to show you how you can do a factory reset in the case you need it. So first of all,
home button.
Let's click the home button. There we go. Then
play button.
Let's
play broad routine add setting garage speaker image garage speaker.
Let's click the garage speaker. There we go.
Garage speaker close
and
button.
Under settings,
sound settings button. Set close button. Wi-Fi
completely
digital
at the
sound
hand.
settings group delay device guest reverse device flip switch button learn more lower volume when talk switch button learn more let others show switch button help and automatically switch button learn more remove device remove from home button system firmware system
remove device from home. Let's click this one.
Alert remove garage. If this is a Google Assistant device, it will no longer give personalized responses or respond to its custom name. For Assistant and non-Assistant devices, you won't be able to manage it unless you're on the same Wi-Fi.
Okay, so this is exactly what I want. I want to unlink it from my account.
Cancel. Remove button.
Here we go.
Activity indicator in progress. More options button.
It is done. So from now on, if I ask the following, okay, Google, how are you doing?
Please log in through the Google Home app.
This is not working anymore. Okay, Google, hello.
Please log in through the Google Home app.
And we're stuck. So I can now lock my iPhone. Okay. And the next step will be to completely factory reset the Google because it is not at this time. We need to factory reset it to make it ready for new setup. Remember that at the beginning of the podcast, I was talking about a small button located under the speaker. So what I'm going to do, I'll press and hold this button and I'll release it only when hearing the shim sound, confirming that the reset was properly processed. So without further ado, let me go ahead and press and hold this button, and you'll see what will be the behavior of the Google Smart Speaker.
You're about to completely reset Google Home. To cancel, release the button.
There we go. So now the Google Home is on the point to be fully factory reset, and we should wait until the boot is completed to unplug it. So we'll wait together. It may take a couple of seconds or maybe up to 1 minute. So don't worry, you'll be able to hear a boot sound as soon as the Google Home will be ready to go. So I'll be right back.
Welcome to Google Home. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
And we are now back to the beginning. So now I can unplug the Google Home Mini, and I think we're done. So hope this podcast was helpful for you. I understand that if you're a beginner, the setup process might be a bit complex to understand. But if you're taking the time to read questions, you might be able to answer them. Just take your time and it's gonna go without any issues. And also, I know that the Google Home is sometimes a spaghetti applications. So don't hesitate to open all settings, explore it, and re-listen to this podcast in order to understand it well and exactly see how the interface is designed. But anyway, if you have questions or need assistance, don't hesitate to give us a call or send us an email. We are here to help. Or same thing, if you have tips or tricks, you can also leave us comments in our voicemail, send us an MP3 file by email. We can also broadcast this one in the next episode if needed. And keep in mind that we are still offering one-on-one private support at the cost of $30 per hour. So don't hesitate to contact us and we'll be more than happy to assist you. So this was Alexandre Bellemare. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next episode of our podcast. Bye for now. Before the end of this podcast, I would like to say thank you for your loyalty to this series of podcasts on assistive technologies. I would also like to thank our loyal collaborator. As a reminder, I would like to inform you that Canadialog will not provide free technical support on product presented during these shows and that are not sold directly by Canadialog. Please note that our podcasts are now available on our website, YouTube, iTunes, as well as on Victor devices by consulting the North American English suggested podcast list from Humanware. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can contact us via email at podcastwitness@canadialog.com. That is PODCASTS at CANADIALOG.com, or by phone on our toll-free number at 1-888-730-0003. Again, 1-888-730-0003, extension 555, extension 555. I also invite you to visit our website, which contains a lot of useful information at www.canadialog.com. You can also visit us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for listening.